Da 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 da. Da 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 da. Let's see. Superman, Wonder Woman, da 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 da. Batman and Robin, da 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 da. Aquaman, Black Vulcan, Samurai, Apache Chief, El Dorado. Hey, Pickle. A bit. Oh, the link is up. Yo, hey, the link is up. Oh wait. Oh, what am I doing? I can just speak directly to you. Hey, the link's up. So why don't you come on in and join me, Pickle? If you'd like, that way we can actually talk. One of the things I do on Fridays, if I can't get guests on, I open up the studio for anybody who wants to join me. So why don't you come in and join me? The link's up. So I, um, wow, we got three people in here now. Yay, three people early on here, and I got some more likes there. So give me a minute. Let me grab a drink. All right, I'm gonna go off screen for just a moment here to do something real quick. Yeah, so for the third person too, if you'd like, you're more than welcome to join us in the studio as well. I have the link up in case So I open it up every Friday. If I don't have guests, if I have guests, obviously, I will have interviews. But when I don't have guests, I just open it up to anybody who wants to join me, and we talk about. Hey, Bat Goat. Hey, man. Good to see you. I'm here, Mike. I'm gonna make some dinner, so I'm just listening. Okay. I hope you'll join me at some point because we're gonna continue. We're gonna kind of continue where we left off from last week. Thank you for being here, though. Um, four people now. Yay! We got some people coming in. Goody! Yay! Back goat. Back goat. You're choppy now. A little robo. Um, what is it? The screen or is it me? Back out. Oh, here we go. Pickle, is that you?
Yeah, it's me. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you now. You had to put your mic up a bit there.
Yeah, sorry about that. I gotta work on this mic. I gotta get a new mic soon, anyways.
Yeah, well, you're good now. So, let's see. You're choppy now, a little robo. Um,
Your connection was breaking up.
uh, how's it now, Batgoat? Is everything fine? Hopefully, Batgoat will join us too. He's been joining me the last few Fridays.
Oh, that's good.
So, yeah,
Oh, hold on. I want to say this real quick.
go
Hello,
ahead.
back goat. Back goat.
Yeah, they better now continue. Okay, all right. So, um, yeah, Friday night. This is the night I have what I call the Friday night forum, which is more kind of I set it aside more for like interviews slash panel discussions. If I can get guests on, and I've been working on getting guests. Only had one set of guests on thus far, Knuckleheads. I had them back on August the 21st, and then and they're actually scheduled to come in next week as well. Um,
Oh,
but if
that's good.
So I've been trying to get guests on, just haven't had as much luck. But when I don't have guests on, I open up the studio for anybody who wants to join me, and depending upon what's going on. I started something last week that I just felt like I wanted to continue. Maybe I'll continue it on the Fridays I don't have guests on for a while, where we'll just take a look back at some like last week we kind of talked a lot about like up, from basically the dawn of the comic book age up to about January 1935. I got like one more thing I want to do for January, then we'll look through the rest of 1935. And sometimes what I'll do is I'll do some commentary. I may read a story or two depending upon the situation. Because one of the things I want to look at as we're reading, as by read a comic or two from that time period, is look at like
Whoa, that was
story
under robotic.
structure, word usage.
Hold on, we went
Was
into a
that me or
roboting
was
for a
that
minute.
the
I think that was
uh
you. I'm not sure. Oh,
that's
okay.
better now?
Batgoat said now it's better. LL. Thank you. I'm embarrassed.
That's
Okay, for real. It's going to deep fry some shrimp. Oh, I'm jealous. You're deep frying some shrimp.
take a bit before I join. Okay, well, just join when you can, Batcode. It'd be nice to have even 3, 4 people in here. So, yeah. So Batgoat and Woody have been Woody Mueller have been joining me for the most part. ATC came in, Action Toys channel came in once a while back. So, but basically, I just open it. I think since I pay for this now, I can have up to 10 people in here. So,
Oh wow,
um,
really?
yeah.
Go give me a minute. I need to plug in this drive so I can access the old pictures of my comic books, and that way I can show everyone a little bit of the collection I have.
Okay. Yeah, I've got some yeah, I got some stuff I can show from at least through the sources I use. But we can sit here. Not saying we're only got. Oh, what happened to you guys? Man, now I'm down to one person here. Hopefully, you guys can. Does still say that. Still says that Pickle's still in here with me, even though, according to both cases, it only says that one is watching. So, hmm, let me go off screen for just a moment here. Well, now we got 2 people back. Sorry, I got to go off one more second here.
Okay, I'm back.
All right, yeah. Man, I don't know why it's saying that there's 2 people watching now. Yeah,
It happens.
yeah. So let's see. Yeah, I would unless you can do it from your end. I don't know how to. I wouldn't know how to share the screen. Um,
Yeah, give me a minute because I don't want to accidentally show an inappropriate folder for the stuff I did. uh, let's see. Wow. Wow.
what?
Wow. Not joking. Had to do the Luca Wilson or Owen Wilson's. Wow.
Hmm.
I cannot do that. Damn. So many cat photos I got. uh, okay, that is. Okay, these are manuals. Okay. Here we go. I can start from here all the way to I want to go over here real quick. Only to do this. Actually, no. Copy. Then I can put it here. Okay, I need to scroll down a bit because I got a lot of old ones here.
Oh, what are you putting a link up in the chat for me to?
No,
Sorry.
I'm gonna share a screen. I'm just gonna copy these photos to my photo folder.
Oh, and then you're gonna put them on your camera thing there.
Yeah, I'll share the screen. I just gotta make sure I got all of them.
Excuse
Like
me.
what one of these days when I finally get moved to the new place, I may do a live stream and then show you the camera and then you guys get to see my new studio and all that I'm working on.
Yeah, I'm a bit more simple. I'm just doing this from my, my room and my laptop here with the, with the laptop's camera.
Ah.
Pickle, you're rad, killing me. Mike, I've been here the whole time. Sometimes the number count is weird, but keep going. I'll join in when I'm eating fried shrimp. Okay, yeah. Figured since I figured since Pickle's trying to show us something here from his thing.
My collection of comic books.
Yeah, and
And
I know you showed him some of them to me last Thursday, I believe, on the Discord too.
Yes, I did. And I didn't show you all the figurines I have also.
Oh, I'm sure you and ATC would probably have a good talk about that because he's kind of a bit of a toy repairman himself. He's like into a lot of vintage toys and stuff. So
Yeah, I have some old ones that are still in package.
Hmm.
And I have some old Japanese toys too.
Hmm.
And when I mean old, I'm talking like the original Pokemon in Japanese, and they're sealed up.
Yeah. Yeah, I know like Action Toys Channel and Toy Bounty Hunters are probably more into like the collectible type stuff. I'm sure you guys would have a field day talking about that stuff.
Oh, I don't really talk to much people about this because one is like I collect old stuff and I'll collect it if I know what it is,
Mm-hmm.
or if it's something I'll be interested in, I'll just buy it.
Hmm.
I'm the worst kind of buyer.
Well, what do you mean by that?
When you start seeing the prices that I spent, you're like, no.
In other words, you don't sit there and shop for the cheapest one. You just go out and get what you want. You just pay whatever you have to get it, right?
Yeah, but
Yeah.
when you see this, you're gonna be like, oh, this is really cool and stuff. Let me see. Since this is the month of Halloween, I'm gonna go ahead and let's begin with a classic comic. Actually, I want to share the screen. Okay, can I pick? Okay, hold on. Application window. There we go. I want to share this. I'm trying to share this. No, share this. No. Okay, there we go. Can you see it?
Oh yeah. Okay.
Here, we're gonna begin with a classic.
The witching.
comic.
Now I've heard of that. I've heard of that one.
And actually, I'll explain to you how I came across this one.
Okay, go for it.
This was before my grandfather died. I took him to a bank, and there was a comic book shop nearby. So after we dropped off the house, we stopped by because we had to go back to the bank because my grandfather was he was old school. So what I did is I went to the comic book store while my mom was in the bank, and I told my mom, "Hey, I'm gonna go here. I want to see what's going on." So I made friends with the comic book owner. I haven't seen him since, and I should go say hi to him. But I made friends with him. He was kind of eccentric, I guess is the best way to put it. But we were talking about.
I'm gonna see if I can full screen this just so I can get a better. Okay.
Yeah.
All that does is just it takes us out of the frame there, but that's okay.
Yeah.
Continue.
But when you but what I did is I talked to the owner, and I talked to him about my love of comic books as a kid, because I always
Mm-hmm.
grew up reading comic books and watching cartoons and all. I was different than most kids,
Yeah.
and it was like,
Well, no different from any of us in here. We're probably the
no,
same
yeah,
way.
yeah, no. What I mean different is that everyone was doing the same thing, but I
Uh-huh.
didn't have everything that everyone else had. I kind of grew up not poor, completely poor, but I was
Mm-hmm.
there. You understand? Where because this was the '90s, everyone was upgrading to the brand new internet and getting more
Mm-hmm.
speed, and I'm stuck here. We're like barely unlocking in '96.
Hmm. Basically, what you're saying is you were at the lower end of the socioeconomic
Yeah,
scale.
yeah. But anyways, but I grew up because my dad had a lot of comic books and I would read them, and I loved comic books, always have.
Mm-hmm.
But that's kind of how that begins.
Mm-hmm.
Now it goes on further, just my love for it,
Mm-hmm.
and I started collecting. So, anyways,
Dominic Fortune, right there. You got the Witching Hour, Dominic Fortune.
but you know, actually I was laughing when I found this one. Went a Toys R Us shopping spree,
Hmm.
and I'm like, no, Toys R Us, the old days. But
I don't want to grow
grew
up.
up, I
I'm a
wanted a
Toys R
Toys
Us
R Us
kid.
kid, yeah. But I was at the comic book store, so we were talking. I was talking to him about my love of comics, and he's like, "Oh, look, I'm running a special right now because I
Hmm.
want to get rid of all these old comic books. I really wanted was his DC comic book of the Joker running for president,
Hmm.
where he's like doing an Uncle Sam thing, and he's like, "I will kill you."
Yeah, that's a hell of a campaign slogan.
Yeah, that's how it was. And then it's so close to election time. I thought it was kind of funny to bring this comic book up, anyways. But
Yeah,
I ended up,
unfortunately, in the world we live in today, there are probably a lot of people.
yeah,
There are a lot of people who probably do, unfortunately, kill one or both of the candidates. But that's
yeah,
another.
yeah,
Can you go back to the Twilight Zone cover for a moment? I wanted to
yep,
make a comment on. Okay, so the Twilight Zone, which from what it looks like, is that Gold Key Publishing up in the left hand corner there?
yes, it is.
Yeah, just a little bit of a note. I'm sure you know this from collecting comics. Gold Key does a lot of Gold Key along with Dell Comics throughout the 50s, 60s,
Hmm.
70s did a lot of basically did a lot of comic adaptations of a lot of like classic TV
Yeah.
shows like Twilight Zone, Dark Shadows,
Oh
a
boy,
number of them.
I'll tell you this: Gold Key was awesome for its day, like no joke.
Mm-hmm.
And I would read a lot of their old stories because they did World of Worlds, and then they did I got a lot of short stories from them too.
Yeah.
Then here's but I ended up buying a bunch of these comics, like horror book comics.
Mm-hmm.
That's considered horror. I spent
Journey into
around
yeah.
I spent about $80 that day because it was like every horror book comic book was half off. So I was like going,
Journey into Mystery from Marvel Comics, Phantom
yeah,
Stranger.
yeah,
Yeah.
sorry, but yeah, that
What
was amazing.
what on Journey into Mystery right there? What was the cover date on that?
The cover date was April 10th, and that was 57.
April 10th of 57.
Yeah,
Okay, so just after the Comics Code, just about 3 years after the Comics Code Authority came down, because one of the big things about the Comics Code Authority back then, what they were cracking down on, they were cracking. And look who's here! Action Toy Channels,
oh, let me
Action
see.
Toys Channel.
Oh, he's here. Oh, cool. Hello,
Yeah.
Action. How are you?
So here, let me just get caught up on
Yeah.
some of these chats that we've just had.
Oh, I
Okay,
didn't
we
know
already
we
read
were
that one earlier. Damn it, I can't cook if I keep wanting to chat.
yeah.
But
Hello.
Echo, you sound like a true geek. So welcome here.
Oh, well,
Uh,
thank you.
super cool. Um,
Oh,
Geek Rule.
yeah. I mean, I should probably do this. There we go. So at least I can have that way I can be able to see the chats.
Yeah. Sorry I'm late. Was making models for 3D print. That's all
Hey,
right.
don't feel
That's all right,
bad.
Action. I'm sorry I couldn't get the guest on I had hoped to have on tonight. Basically they were busy and they were busy unfortunately. So wasn't we were talking about that last night. I was telling them I was working on getting some guests, but they were that fell through. So hey pickle. So
uh, but
excuse me a
yeah,
moment. Let's just go off screen here.
I gotta make sure I got everything here perfectly. Okay, but yeah, that's basically it. Hey, don't feel bad about being late. Toy, I guess Action Toy was his name.
Yeah, his full name
Yeah.
is the Action Toys Channel. I call him ATC.
Okay, ATC, don't feel bad about being late. At least you're not Ricada.
Well, I'm
Well,
not. I'm not Ricada either. I
I know
usually
you're
start on.
not. I know. That's why.
I'm probably one of the few streamers you'll probably see that actually starts when he says he's
Yes,
starting,
I know. That's why.
which can be a very lonely perspective because.
Yep.
And what's kind of funny is on these guys like Ricada and the other guys who start late, they have like a whole bunch of people waiting on the stream. For me, it's the exact opposite. I start on time, but yet it usually takes like 10 to 15 minutes before anybody shows up.
Maybe we should start late next time. uh,
That's just not me.
anyways, but I started buying comics like this, and that's what's really really cool.
Yeah.
I mean, I have Phantom Stranger. Obviously, it's here's another Golden Key story.
Mm-hmm.
That was really cool. Oh, here, I'll read this comment for you from Batgoat. Hey, toys, what do I batter with? Your call? Panko, fish and chips by Don's Chuck Wagon, or Louisiana fry fish? Fish fry. Yes, Nick is late and gay. Lol. Yep, that's true. He's gonna
Yeah, I think
actually.
that Goat's a regular on both Nick and
Yeah,
Ted's stream.
I've seen Goat before on the chat in the Ricada because I'm there usually, and I'll
Gelf?
just watching it. See, yeah,
Yeah,
I'll
well, Gelf is subscribed to me too, as far as I know, and
yeah.
he was on early on, but he hasn't been on in a while. I know he's been having some problems though, but
Yeah, I know Gelf does. Actually, I talked to Gelf, and we're pretty good friends. I like him. He's cool.
yeah.
I'm going outside to plug in my fryer. It's 4 degrees out here. What? Don't you? Hold on. Don't you have like a plug-in in the house to plug in the fryer? Anyways, back to the stuff. Just to entertain everyone knows Batgoat. I'm low-key famous. I'm Batgoat. Oh, and
Yeah,
then
that's almost a contradiction in terms right there. Low key famous.
yeah. Now here's one of the cooler comics that I started. Well, I mean, obviously, I love Marvel. I love DC. You could definitely tell my love for this.
If I may suggest this, Pickle, as you're showing us these comics, give us the cover. Why don't you give us the cover date of them so that we know like where they're from? Because I can't read. Obviously I can see like the Incredible Hulk, but I can't see like cover date and all that. It would be interesting to see when these came out.
I think this came out. I think the date's usually here, right?
Yeah, it's usually
February 4th, 56.
yeah. So you had some stuff that you got some stuff that would be considered probably early Bronze Age, I think, or not early,
no,
early Silver Age.
Yeah, I have a lot of Silver Age. I have a lot of Golden Age.
Yeah,
and I haven't taken all the photos yet. That was always the sad part. But like, here's one of my favorite like characters of all time, Moon Knight. I will literally buy anything Moon Knight.
yeah,
and it's just always been my my obsession.
Yeah, I think on one of my more recent editions that where I was doing this day in each history, I think I did say something about Moon Knight. Is this from 1980?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's what I remember because I happen to remember, commenting on a release that it was from
Yeah. And usually you could tell by the decade by the price right here.
Yeah.
And 1983 Marvel.
Okay.
So
April 30th of that year.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let me just kind of get caught up real quick on some of these chats, just so we. Okay. Oh, that one we already saw. Um, I soak my meat in rum overnight, then batter with bread crumbs. Interesting. Yeah, but it stinks outside only.
Oh, damn, that's terrible.
That sounds good, Toys K. Be right back for real this time. Yeah, yeah. So
Yeah, I thought I'd give the chat a little bit of my collection so they can understand and see the coolness here and at least have something to talk about.
yeah, well, yeah. I mean, and I appreciate that. I already, yeah, and I already had something to talk about too, and we'll get to that soon enough. But I figured
Yeah.
give you a chance to kind of show everybody your collection.
Yeah, that's a sample. But like, here we go. We got another golden key here. Here's a really interesting part.
Magnus Robot Fighter.
Yeah, it says $3 up here, right?
Okay.
Issue 29.
Yeah.
But it's not. This is 1946, November.
November 1946.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah, that's 46. But most people are like, "Oh, it's like cheap." I'm like, I don't care. I'll buy it if it's like old school.
well, compared to today's prices, you get back to the golden. Well, I know for a long time, for like 20 years from the start of comic books were only like 10 cents, and then like I think sometime in the early 60s they went up 2 cents to like 12 cents. So.
Yeah, they went up, but really they didn't go up till like here you go like May 56. Like I love how they always put the how they change this a lot. So half the time it's confusing as hell. Because I'm like, well, what is this? 1977? Which it is, because it's just a copyright symbol here. But that's usually what I look for at first, copyright. And then I'll like, okay, I know what comic this is. Like another Twilight Zone. This is really cool. This is one actually.
As I mentioned earlier, Gold Key did a lot of comic adaptations of popular TV shows of those time periods.
Oh yeah, look, I love this dog right here. He's just like reminds me of Scooby Doo.
Oh, he's a great Dane.
Yeah, it's like Scooby Doo if he was on a Twilight Zone episode. But yeah, and then I have a lot of Disney comics also.
Yeah, and Walt Disney was another.
Yep.
Well, Walt Disney went through a number of different. Like Gold Key did them for a while. I think Dell may have done them for a while. I think nowadays it's Walt Disney Comics that does them. But
yeah, no, I have a lot of the old DuckTales comics because I'm a huge DuckTales fan. Oh,
DuckTales. Woo!
Then here's my favorite anime manga series, Detective Conan, obviously.
Case closed.
Yeah,
you were mentioning that, and you were messaging the other day.
Now here's one that, sorry, you're gonna see a mess over here. So terrible of me. But anyways, here we go. I got some old Flash comics that are really rare.
Which Flash is this?
This is the Flash August issue 190.
What year and date? And you said Flash 190?
Yeah.
Okay.
I believe, this is it, number 190, and it was in August. This is the issue that I always have these old comics, and if my cat stopped meowing in the background. But this is one of the few comics where it freaked everyone out because they thought Flash would never run again.
Oh, because it looked like he busted his leg. Now, this, of course, is the this is obviously the Barry Allen version of the Flash, the Earth 2
it's the original
Silver Age.
Yeah.
Well, no, he's not the original Flash.
No, not the original, but one of the
Jay Garrick was the original in the Golden Age.
Now here's this one. This one I know is. Let's see. This was 25 cents, and this was a big. Yeah, you see the price here. I paid for this one. I don't see the date on this. Oh, March. It's 2/13. What? It's March 48th. Because I know this is not 70. I could tell you that right now, or 85, just by the art style. And yeah, where he's fighting the first Flash.
What's the issue number on that one?
The issue number, it is 213.
213. Okay.
Yeah. But it was really an interesting one. I thought you guys would love to see. And then let me see. Let me zoom out. Here's one that I actually got because I love the cover, and I wanted it because it was like, you know what? This is an interesting historical comic, how it was portrayed back then, the Vietnam War. And I really liked it because it was different from all the other comics. You could definitely see here the soldiers here coming back. Doctor's trying to revive someone, and it was 25 cents. I have never heard of this series before, but I got it because it was just worth the. No, it's not written on the cover. It's written on the plastic sleeve. Okay, so you guys don't freak out.
Well, yeah. Let me try to see if I can get caught up on some of these chats a bit. Okay, we already did that one. I gave away my comic collection this year, but I just found a box full of old tales from the Crypt ones.
Ooh.
DuckTales.
Woo!
Woo! DuckTales. I'll be making DuckTales.
Woo! The danger, watch behind you. There's a stranger right
out to find you.
I forgot the lyrics, but yeah, I remember the whole song. If I could find the lyrics, I could probably sing it to death. But yeah, there's that one. Here's another one that people do not remember.
Western Rawhide Kid. What's the date on that?
October, and I'm thinking it's October 1960. I'm not sure.
Okay, I think back when I was still like kind of going back through my I might have seen that one at some point.
But that was
seen the cover anyways.
I think it's this one, Brain Boy. Well, I only got it because it's just like I say, I'll collect old stuff, even if I don't know what it is. Like I didn't know what this was till I read it. I mean, when I buy it, I read it digitally because I don't want to open it and ruin the value.
From Dell's another one that focuses on like classics and stuff like that.
Is this I can't think of the actor's name. Not Dick Van Dyke, but the other one.
Dick Van Patten?
I think so. Because I know that Dell used famous actors and then they drew them.
Well, remember a lot of the.
There you go. If you remember the DuckTales theme song, where they had the spaceship scene, that's what this comic was that episode.
Yep. Donald Duck with his nephews Huey, Dewey, and Louie.
Yep, and there's Uncle Scrooge and then Gyro. Let me see. Let me make sure I'm not going. Okay. I don't want to show everyone like the whole collection and bore them to death. Like, you know how you have those people that do here's my slideshow of photos. But here, I know people love this character. I love it.
Flash Gordon, yeah. Yeah, actually in the like back in the mid 80s, 86, they did a cartoon called Defenders of the Earth, which took like Flash Gordon, a lot of those comics from that universe, like Mandrake the Magician, Lothar, and
exactly. It was the Avengers before Avengers. And then here's obviously I love the Marvel team ups and the Marvel versus. Because you obviously don't.
DC had some pretty good ones in the day too, like with Brave and the Bold titles.
This is the one I was talking about, where you have classic literature, and they would literally make
More, yeah.
into comic books.
Yeah, well, they not only did that with full comic books, but one of the things I can show you, one of the things I'll probably show you a little bit here tonight with some of the stuff from back in the 30s. They'd actually also have some some classics in the older comics too.
Let's see, where am I? Oh, okay. Are you a Star Wars fan?
No, I'm more Star Trek than Star Wars.
All right, because I love both Star Trek and Star Wars. It's just harder for me to get Star Trek stuff. But yeah, here you go. We have the Phantom. The Phantom was one of the good stories I've ever read in my life.
Yeah,
It was.
I think
different.
that's from Flash Gordon's universe, as I recall.
Yeah, it is. But here's the comic book that I have, and I only bought it because I thought it'd be funny to have. What if the Avengers had never been?
Mm-hmm.
And now they're adapting this comic book into a series. My oil is really good. Oh, sorry. You want to read it, or do you want to read it?
I'm doing a milk fish fry batter out of the eggs.
Ooh. Okay, but anyways, here we go. I got this one because I used to own the VHS tapes of Star Wars with this cover. And I love this cover so much because I always liked Darth Vader's mask. It was just awesome. I mean, I grew up as a kid watching Star Wars and Star Trek, and I loved it all. And then here we go, Sergeant Furry. Sergeant Fury. If I ever call it Sergeant Furry again, shoot me. But yeah, and then I got this one, obviously, the Pearl Harbor one. That one's really interesting. This one is weird, and it was awesome. You're not going to ever see something like this.
Doctor Strange. Strange Tales. Yeah, Strange Tales, Doctor Strange, and then Nick Fury, Agent of S.H.I.E.L.D.
Yeah. But yeah, it was different and amazing. This one I bought because I love this cover right here.
Marvel Tales.
Versus JJJ, Jane Jonah Jameson. I only got it because I'll never get a comic like this again. I jumped on it because it was worth it. Obviously, we got the Fantastic Four. This is the remake of one of the major issues. Obviously, this was made in the 90s because it was like $1 something. I remember. Yeah, 85. Right there. See, I wish they would do this again, where they tell you the year and the date, and like, please do that. Don't do like this weirdo number code stuff because you never decide. Let's see. And then we're also going to get to the really good stuff here. We're near the end of this before I get to figurines, because the figurines are going to make everyone go, "Oh my god!" Hulk and Iron Fist, the team up, obviously, and then you got and then Luke Cage is right here. So, Power Man, is that what they called him? Oh yeah, they did.
Yeah, wow. They probably did, but
yeah, that's all. But this is one that I loved, only because I don't get many Tales of Suspense. And this is a rare comic that's really hard to get your hands on.
Okay.
I wanted it because it was just like, it's
Iron Man and Captain America.
Yeah. Obviously. And then this one is really cool. This is the second time I ran into this comic. And I lost it the first time because I didn't buy it. So I never got to see it again. Thing versus the Hulk. And it's the Gray Hulk, not the green.
Right. The Gray Hulk, who's got more control of his senses, whereas the green is more primal.
Obviously, I love the Hulk versus series because I always loved watching Hulk versus Iron Man. And yeah, there you go. Action ATC. Yes, I love figurines too. This one I was kind of leery on showing, but I'm going to show it because it's a comic book. And the only reason why I was always leery is because of the swastika behind here.
Right.
And I was like, I don't want to get your channel demonetized or taken down, but
first off, I'm not monetized right now anyway, so that doesn't matter. And even I've run why is my channel not monetized? Because I don't have 1,000 subscribers.
Oh, that's what it takes? 1,000 subscribers?
It takes, from what I understand, in order to get monetized, you need 1,000 subscribers, and I think in like a month setting or whatever, like 4,000. In fact, Nick was just talking about it the other night, on his call-in show too. It Wednesday night, I believe. He was
Yeah.
doing the call-in show. He was talking about that too. I mean, yeah, you need 1,000. You need 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 hours in a month to in order to become monetized.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense. Okay, so anyways, here you go. You have Lieutenant Dan. This is the guy who says these are the droids you're looking for.
Oh, Lieutenant Dan, what from?
Star
Oh,
Wars.
from
Literally,
Star Wars.
that's
I thought for a
literally
moment there you were talking about Lieutenant Dan from Forrest
Forrest
Gump.
Gump. Yeah. Yeah, I want to see. Oh, wait, yeah. I gotta do Batgoat's voice now. Yeah, want to see some figures. A Batgoat. And I got Sub-Zero here, obviously from Mortal Kombat.
Yeah, Sergeant Rock was my fave when I was a kid. I'm 52 years old. I know that Ty, because from what Nick has talked about, well, I remember one time when Ty was on and they were talking about comics, and I remember that Ty had mentioned that he grew up, reading Sergeant Rock as well. He's a big Sergeant Rock fan as well. So.
Yeah, all the sergeants are really awesome if you really think about it.
ATC just put something up here. 1,000 subs and 4,000 views a month. Is it views or hours? I thought it was hours. ATC. That's what I had always heard. I thought it was hours, not views.
I don't talk like that, yo. I don't talk like that, yo. I'm Batgoat. I'm just giving you a Batgoat voice, okay? Bah! Okay. Oh, here you go. Here's a box of comics I got, obviously. Yep. But anyways, here's a box of comics I got that are more modern. I haven't gone through them all. I'm not a big modern comic book fan, but I still have them because I got them for like really, really cheap. It was like $1.
When you're talking about modern, are you talking about like within the last few years here, a lot of woke garbage?
Well, within the last 10, 15 years. That's what I consider modern, only because comic book quality started declining around 2005, I would say. Around there. I mean, it picked back up for a little bit around 2010, and then it just like went trash.
Well, I think that could be in part due to the fact that by 2010, 2011, I think all but maybe one or two comic book companies were no longer following the CCA, the Comics Code Authority, because basically they just felt that they had outgrown the time.
Here's one of my favorite anime series that I love, Cyborg 009. If you guys have you ever seen that show or no?
I've watched the dub before.
Yeah, it's great.
I'm more of a dubber.
I'm both. I'm sub and dub. I don't take sides in that war because I think it's stupid. No, dude, stop with the voice thing. Okay, I will. Okay, what's Pickle's view on Dark Horse Comics? Dark Horse Comics, that is a really good one because I love a lot of them. Same time, it just depends because I haven't read any since. Because I know Frank Miller does a lot of Dark Horse, and I love his stuff. And he's one of the few people I love to read. Him, and I think didn't Todd McFarlane do Dark Horse at one point, or was it that Image, the creator of Spawn?
If I understand it correctly, I'm not sure I think Spawn was done at Dark Horse, but I could be wrong. I mean, I don't like. I'm more. I know probably more about like DC and Marvel more because of the cartoon connections. Because I got into comics. I'm more into comics through cartoons because I grew up watching Super Friends. But I have like kind of heard a little bit about like Dark Horse and Image and
no, I'll be honest. I love Spawn. Spawn's one of my favorite comic book anti-heroes. Oh yes, ATC. See, I agree with you. It was really good. Yes, I agree. So, with Devilman, perfect. I couldn't ask for a better crossover. Obviously, you got my favorite series here because I'm such a weeb, a degenerate weeb now.
Hmm.
And then here's some figures I was talking about. When I said like the original Japanese toys, I got some from the 1990s Pokemon.
Mm-hmm.
They're worth a lot of money, actually. My God. Here's the Team Rocket one I was talking about,
The Team Rocket figures.
but it's in Japanese, and these are really, really rare to get your hands on.
Hmm.
And then obviously, here's my Resident Evil energy drink that I never drank, and I have it in a safe container because I love Resident Evil, and it's hard for me to get figurines on that. I do not have no Resident Evil figurines, and because I have this outlet, this flea market, right?
Mm-hmm.
And there's this guy who runs this figurine shop. He's been there for like 20 some odd years, and he still kicks ass because I went there the other day. He had an original 1996 or 8. I forgot where Resident Evil 2 came out. But he had an original Leon figure autographed by the voice actor, Japanese and American.
Wow, that would be something to behold.
And he sold it, sadly, but I was like, oh, man. And he also had Clara. He had Wesker. And I wanted Wesker because there was 2 versions of him, and I wanted both. One where he had with the sunglasses and a shotgun for some reason.
Right.
I don't know why they gave him a shotgun instead of his pistol. And then the other one is without the glasses, and he has a hole punctured through him from the.
Yeah, I have to be quite honest with you. I've never actually watched Resident Evil, so I don't really know a whole lot of what you're talking.
Play the video games. The video games are way better. The movies suck. If you're gonna watch the movies though, watch the CGI ones. They're not bad.
I don't even have a gaming system right now. I play stuff more online.
All right. Remind me, and if you could get an emulator, you could get them on a PlayStation emulator.
I'm not really as much a gamer as everybody else.
Batgoat, Pickle. I am a cartoon geek. Ask about my knowledge of Smurfs. I have some Smurf stuff. I don't know where it's at. I have Gargamouth somewhere.
Yeah. Yeah, a few weeks ago we kind of were going over like all the some of the voice actors who were involved with the Smurfs, and just so that was
Oh, and you guys don't know I like Funkos because they're cheap for me, and I buy a lot of them. I get them autographed.
Mm-hmm.
But here's my box of random toys that I should never have bought when I'm at Comic-Con. So here's Trunks, obviously for Dragon Ball Z. I mean, you know Dragon Ball Z, obviously. I have Kirby.
Yeah, I've watched it. I've watched all the Dragon Ball franchise. So.
There's Misty. I have her with Jigglypuff and Psyduck somewhere. And then I got a Fallout Funko there.
Jigglypuff.
Yep.
Jigglypuff.
Now, I'm actually still have these in my about more protectors, but I'm gonna get these autographed by the cast of Cowboy Bebop. Sorry, I know people hate Funkos. I only got them because they're much cheaper than Androids.
Laugh out loud, just kidding.
Yeah. Anyways, well, hold on. I'm a Pokemon collector too. Calm down. So Pickle's one of those pop people, huh? Yes, I'll just be honest, it's just the price is cheaper. Do we let him in the club now? Hello? But yeah, I got that. Here's the Misty with Jigglypuff. I found these in the flea market, and I bought it. And then here you go, Chunky Pikachu. Something that you'll never see ever again in America because they fat shame Pikachu to getting skinny.
Yeah.
But anyways, that's all I got for right now. I would love to share the rest of my collection, but I feel like
I was wanting to move on to wanting to move on to what I was what I was going to do tonight at some point, anyway. So,
Yeah.
but thank you for sharing. I mean,
Yeah.
I'm sure everybody here appreciates you sharing your collection and getting a bit more of a, let's see, respect on nice collection.
Oh,
Hmm.
thank you. Thank you very much.
Okay, so with all that being and that go, if you want to pop in as well, because I'm about ready to continue from what we were doing. I see Pokemon stuff at the flea market all the time. Yeah, Pokemon's
Yeah.
so popular. So
Um. Yeah, it's the newer stuff. It's the older stuff that you want to get, and I could tell you how to tell whether they're fake or not.
Pickle's a cool guy. Yep.
Oh, thank you.
Okay, so now I'm going to share a screen here of a site that I let's see. Oh wait, no, that's the wrong one. It's the wrong screen share. It's the other one that I was wanting to grab there.
I mean, I haven't read Archie comics in a long time.
Yeah. Well, that one is for my for the here we go. This is so this is a site I use to find stuff for like for comics. Now again, DC is probably my primary one, but one of the things I wanted to go back to back when went through this comic last week. I want to share the one of the summaries here, and then I'm gonna go to another site. So this is Sandra of the Secret Services. There's one now back in this this is back. So as you can see here, the cover date's February 1935. Um, it went on sale January 11, 1935. This is the first issue of New Fun Comics, New Fun, which eventually became More Fun Comics. It was the first DC comic, 10 by 15 black and white. So this is the second story in their the Gavonia affair. So in the comments here, this story is printed in black and white, and was not originally titled. And one of the things I was telling everybody last week, or when we were talking about this last week, on this site, if you see the parentheses, it's a title that was given like retroactively because the titles back in these days the comic didn't have that. Now, one of the other things I talked about too with these ones, these were more anthology comics. In other words, they had a whole bunch of stories. In this case, back in 1935, there was like 22 stories that went through 32 pages, and I'll kind of quickly go through that too at some point, or I'll show you one of them. But the synopsis here: Sandra is the Sandra of the Secret Service is what this series is called, and in this point in time, a lot of these stories would only be like 1 to 2 pages and be continuing. They were more written serially, meaning they'd go across a number of issues. So Sandra is carjacked by a gun wielding, well dressed man. He is being followed by another car who shoot. Well, I think this was the at Sandra's car. After the man is dropped off, Sandra returns home and is met by a gentleman caller. So let me see. Let's see if anybody's got anything to say thus far. Uh, Bat Goat and I were, of course, talking a bit about this. See, yeah, I think we already read that. Okay, ribeye steak with some fries and eggs and garlic toast. Oh my god, it's my din Bat Goat. Okay, so I'm gonna go on to another site I use, um, another reference site I use here, the DC database here. Um, show you guys this here as soon as I. Because this one will have. Now this is DC database, so this has comic that not only were originally done by DC Comics, or back then they were called National Allied back in '35, but also other titles that they picked up as well. So, and then they have a bunch of synopses on here too. Now, this particular site is the DCDatabase.com. This one focuses, as I said, mostly on titles that have at some point belonged to DC Comics. So, but let me. I already read the synopsis, but here we go. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to read the first two parts of this story, because now, granted, even though it says this is all just from New Fun number one, this actually is the two parts I'm going to cover go from New Fun 1 to New Fun 2. So, excuse me one moment. I got to call the camera one more time. Sorry, guys. So, anyways, now as I said, I'm just going to I'm going to read the comments just to kind of give you an idea of like the language usage, how they communicate with each other. That's the only reason why I'm reading this, is just to kind of like give you an idea of like how they wrote stuff and how they did grammar back then as probably compared to how they do it today. So Sandra of the Secret Service, you see the header up here. Let's see, and I'll read some other comics too. And this is a little bit hard sometimes. Oh, hurry, James! I'm late for the dressmakers now. Dressmaker, of course, were basically people who sat there and made dresses, obviously. But you don't hear about dressmakers too much. Everybody just goes and buys their clothes at a department store. But
it's rare. I mean, we still have tailors, but you have to be like super tall or something.
yeah, but just even in that, comparing some of that stuff to today, you've got the wrong car. I should at least try to do some voices here.
Oh, wait, here, do you want to do a voice? I could do a voice. Do you want to do the man or the woman?
I was just gonna read them off just for like, darn another. Skip it. Darn another red light. Oh, sorry, miss. Any car's the right car now. Is this a joke? Let's see. I wish it were. Sorry, sometimes these. I was able to read this earlier too. It's like sometimes the
yeah, you might have to zoom in. You might have to zoom in to read that part.
Yeah, or just.
Yeah.
I wish it were 64 main driver and no fooling. See that car? They mean business. Don't be silly. Okay. Don't be silly.
We should read a comic book as a group doing voices. One of these days.
Well, I think though it would help if we actually had a girl to, if we had some more women to do that. We might do that at some point. Silly, huh? Those are real bullets. I won't forget your help, miss. Goodbye and thanks.
Help! You just went into the vehicle. What was your? How was that helpful?
Yeah, but you notice how he addresses her. Even
Yeah.
though even though he's supposedly a bad guy here, you notice how he addresses her. He addresses her as Miss.
Yep.
He's very respectful in how he presents himself. I mean, he's in a top hat, he's in a suit. She's in kind of a just casual dress there, but you notice how they address each other,
Yeah,
right?
well, it was the time of it was the culture back then. Everyone was
Right.
respectful. That was the way they talked. Like, "Good evening, ma'am. How are you?" I still do that today. I go up when I see an elderly woman or something. "Good evening, ma'am. Can I help you?" or whatever. Um,
Right. And that's one of the points I wanted to bring up. When I do read these, is just you look at the language of back then and how they even as societally how they interacted with each other as compared to today. I mean, look at this: a gentleman calling Miss Sandra, um, mm, show him in. Mm, um,
Haskins.
Show him in. Asks, yes, even sometimes. Um, do you know who you saved today, Miss? Stick him up. I'm just kind of going back and forth on whether or not I can do whether or not I should do the voices or not. And then this is actually from what I believe is actually from New Fun 2. This part, right? Because if you see the header, it means it's probably the next issue. So so after Sandra's exciting adventure, an unknown emissary called on her to thank her. As he was about to tell her whom she had saved, a gun was suddenly pointed at them from the door. A a a guttural voice said, "Hands up." Guttural. Get that word. Like in the gutter.
Yeah,
So now Sandra of the Secret Service, as you can probably tell, is more of a but like in terms of the like as I said, these were anthology books back then, and they had a number of different types of
oh yeah. These
yeah.
these are amazing. These are stories that I would read as a kid because my imagination was more wild back then.
Hmm.
And I would, as a kid, I don't know if you ever did this, where you pretend to be one of those characters and you were awesome, and you play with your friends or whatever.
Yeah, I mean, I did that more with cartoon stuff, obviously, but yeah,
Yeah, well, like superheroes and stuff like that, obviously. But
yeah. Um, what what does this mean? Who are you?
oh, here I'll do the bad guy for you. Hold on, this will be funny. You inherited the others, saying when you'll save Lothrath by tracking him in your car. He is an enemy of my country, Giovannia. If not, for we would have plans. I'm going to kill. I'm going to kill you, both of you.
What are you going to do? Actually, I should have read that before you read that one off. But
Oh,
I think the country's pronunciation is Gavonia,
Livonia.
and,
Okay,
and
I just whatever. We're making up new words, okay?
yeah, you not going to shoot us in cold blood. Um, her groping hand reaches for the chair behind her. Get him!
Bah,
So
shot. Wow, wow. Throw sound
uh,
effects now. Oh shit, I
and
was
and
right.
and then I'll finish this portion off with this. So we see him struggling for the gun, and then Sandra Sandra picks up the gun and he'll, he'll okay out uh for a good for oh for he'll be out for a good while now. What's this all about? Um, Lothar, the man you saved. Okay, I guess Lothar, the man you saved, is. Yeah, I guess I gotta see. Maybe that will help. Lothar, the man you saved, is. is on a government mission. Gavonia is ruled by a mad scientist who has invented a death ray and plans to um, subdue. Again, a word you wouldn't use a whole lot of, today. Subdue. I used it. I've used it before, but
Well,
you,
so today we use more for like when we hear police action and stuff.
yeah, um, plans to subdue the world. Lothar has been appointed to destroy. Yeah, has been I guess, yeah, yeah, appointed to destroy the plans. This this was Gavonia's spies. Gosh, he's gone.
But you weren't not keeping your eye on him. God, what a failure!
He 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 climbed out while we were talking. We excitement. I'm sailing to I'm sailing tonight um for Gavonia. Um here oh okay. We excitement. I'm sailing tonight for Gavonia. Careful, Sandra. You are you are being um eh,
What is that
you are
word?
being sucked. I think it's
Oh,
you are being sucked into
a
a
whirlpool.
a whirlpool of danger. Again, you like how they put that. You like how they put that in a sense there.
Yeah, I like how they write everything so small. It looks like a giant bludge of ink that you have to decipher.
Well,
I mean,
okay. Remember, this is like
yeah.
an older comic that has basically been scanned onto the thing.
No,
So
no, it makes sense. That makes sense. I'm not complaining. I'm just saying it's kind of just funny that scan. I'm like, ugh. Like the issues you run into now, we complain about this. How did they do it back then? We just read it. Shut up.
yeah. Well, the print was probably a lot better then, but um, I just put it in the deep fryer, and it boiled over because the shrimp was too frozen. I'm so dumb. I wouldn't say you're dumb. Man, it makes sad when I screw up like this. Makes me
Don't
sad.
worry. We all make mistakes.
Let's see. It's okay, goat. You can always
You can always nuke.
make nuke freezer dinner. Um,
He,
that line he come he come out. I think it was actually he climbed out, as I think is how it's supposed to read.
yeah, that was some stuff just turns out weird.
Yeah,
Oh,
typo
numbered out. Yeah.
should have to read he cumbered out. Yeah, and probably in today's language, it probably would have cumbered. Well, actually, no, that could be the word too. He cumbered out because um, I think cumber is
Now
could
I gotta
mean
look
to
this up.
stumble or something like that. Like the word cumbersome.
Yeah.
So I mean, could be okay.
Let me look up
So
cumbered. God.
yeah, but to go back here to show you, like okay, so look, you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. You got like 21 stories here, okay, over a 32-page book, okay? Um, um, so,
Yeah.
and Jack Woods was Jack Woods was a cowboy in the 1910s. Sandra the Secret Service is kind of a secret agent type. Barry O'Neill is kind of a Playboy adventure. This thing kind of like Batman without the costume and gear. Like if Bruce Wayne had just gone out in street clothes and tried to fight crime. But in this case, Barry O'Neill would sit there and would partner up with with a local inspector. Ivanhoe, which is I think another like literary adaptation. Remember how we were talking earlier about the classics of literature?
Yeah, classic literature. Yep.
Okay. Well, okay. Back in these days, in these anthology books, they'd throw in some of those literature classics too. You had some human ones like Oswald the Magic Crystal of History, um, Local Luke. So these were back in these days. They were more anthology books. Um, just
Would you like to see any of these get adapted to like a TV series or a movie?
I would love to see them adapted into like cartoons. And I've thought about at times, like sometimes when I go back and I try to reread these, or at least reread when I do reread the stories themselves, I'll oftentimes will imagine like hearing the voice, like let's say if it's like a Silver Age story, I might envision Adam West voicing Batman. Let's say if it's a Silver Age, and maybe Olan Soleil, who voiced Batman in like the Hanna-Barbera cartoons.
Yeah.
Um, so let's see. I'm such an idiot. I didn't let it thaw, and I didn't take the shell off. GD it. I hate how dumb I am. So, well, everybody has those moments. Fat goat. Don't worry about
Yeah,
it.
don't feel bad, man. I mean, I messed up food a lot too. You live and learn.
Yeah. So wow, we're out already past the. We're like an hour and 15, but we'll keep going a little bit longer here, just because there are some other. There are some. I want to just show you just how things kind of progressed over time here. So this is like January of 35. That was a story I wanted to kind of go through, and then this other now new fun number two. That is where the second two pages there that we read off. Um, that's where when we were reading the Gavonia affair.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was where the second two parts were, where the guy escaped. So, and
Yeah,
then
that was really fun.
yeah, famous funnies here. Just to kind of show you here again another like 20 something stories, all one page each. These were all comic strip reprints. So
Yeah.
this is actually a fairly common thing back in this time too, where prior to comic books and even well into today, you'd have sometimes people would call them the Sunday funnies. Now, famous funnies here was published by Eastern Color. Okay,
I'm looking at
and
the
they have
list. I'm seeing what I recognize. I recognize Buck Rogers. I recognize uh I could barely read that right now. I'm like far away. Oh,
yeah.
the there you go.
Does
The
that help?
Bungo family. Yeah. The Bungo family I remember. Um yeah, this is old. Man, I
This is
I'm o-
great.
I'm only
Okay,
27 and I used to read this stuff and now I feel like I'm 40. I'm like 120.
well, think about this. This is cover date 1935. February, the approximate on sale date was February 1st, 1935. So this comic would have been coming out in like February. But yeah, you have some interest. You have some different. A lot of these are slice of life. You had like the Bungle family, Joe Palooka, um,
Man.
Lena Pry, and Art and Jane Arden, Dixie Dugan. Ned Brandt. A lot of these more slice of life humor ones. So and again, these were anthologies. So yeah, actually, I didn't. Well, that's okay because we were just peeking through here. Um, so and look, not and back in these days, this is at the very beginning of comics too. Okay, actually, in fact, what I pointed out last week was Eastern Color was actually the first comic book publisher. Okay, famous famous funny is actually the first. Now, New Fun here, which would eventually become More Fun and then More Fun Comics, that was the first DC title. As we continue going down the
Yeah,
going
the
down the
history
thing,
route. Yeah.
you know, April. So, and then of course for a couple months there, for a few months. Now you have to remember too, this is also back during the
Great
time of the
Depression.
yeah. So, and I'm gonna show you some on one of the um. So let's see, um, May 1935 there. So famous funnies.
You know what I'll do? On April, when hopefully when his lockdown lifts up or whatever with this virus, and they do Comic Con again, I'll live stream and like you host a live stream, and I'll just go for my phone, and now you can see and probably meet some people. Who knows? It'll be
Mhm.
kind of an interesting stream.
That might be interesting. Famous funnies 14 here in August of 35. Now at this point, from what I understand, let's see. Yeah, usually at this point the comics would go on sale like a month, like basically the month before the cover date. So
Well, yeah, if it's like it, I can't think of the. That's not the way you used to do it. They used to just release it the month before. It's like a new vehicle. They'll release it the year before, saying, "Oh, it's this year model." I'm like, "Wait, what?" But how can it be if it's the year before?
okay, so this is New Fun. Now this is the last issue where this book was called New Fun. Um, but this is one of the stories I wanted to get to try to get to tonight too. So this one cover date October 1935, approximate on sale date September 13th. This is Doctor Occult. Doctor Occult. A couple of interesting notes. In fact, they may have it. Let's see. Along with Henri Duval, this story is the first published work of Siegel and Schuster as Luger and Ruiz. Um, if Siegel and Schuster sound familiar to you, because that's the pair who made Superman.
Yeah, I was about to say. I'm like, I know those names. So yeah.
The story was printed in black and white. And also another little note here for you, Pickle. Um, a lot of people believe Superman was the first superhero that debuted in DC Comics. That's not true. It was Doctor
Yeah,
Cole,
no.
the occultist.
I know Superman is not the first one. He was like the first major hit one, I believe, right?
Yeah, this Doctor Occult is actually believed to be the first superhero. Um,
I believe that because usually it's whoever's well, technically, yeah, it could be the first one. I would have said the first one you read would have been the first superhero, the spy one, technically, because
well, no, because she was just a spy. She wasn't like a she was a hero. She may have been a hero or a secret agent, but super. We're talking about superhero. In other words,
yeah.
heroes with actual superpowers.
Okay, I see what you're saying. All right,
Or,
yeah,
or another term they would use. Well, another term they would use for the costume crime fighters. Granted, Doctor Colt wasn't necessarily a costume crime fighter, but another term they would use back in this, back in 30s and 40s was they'd call them mystery men.
okay,
So,
yes, I have heard that term before. Yeah, so that is
I'll read off the synopsis here. Doctor Occult rescues Sandor Amster from a vampire attack using his magic talisman to ward off the creature. Later that night, the vampire visits Amster's home and bites his wife. Dr. Occult is summoned, substituting his assistant, Rose Psychic, for Mrs. Amster. Dr. Occult sets a trap for the vampire. And then the story would continue on another issue. So let me see if I can find that on um one of my
Other sites, yeah.
yeah. So I can see if I can find a link to the actual comic to kind of read it. Oh wait, just to go back for a moment here, just to see again. So the page count in this is one page, and again, that's how a lot of these were written back then. It's like they were one page stories. They were like 21 page stories to fill out a 32. And I'll try to show you why that if we have a chance to look through the through one of these comics. Actually, I may not have needed to space that, but yeah, so yeah. Yeah, October. Was that October or? Hmm, okay, what's that? The yeah. Okay, it looks like yeah. That's what we were looking for. Okay, so cover date 1935. Sometimes with these sites, this is one of the more annoying things. Now, on this particular one, of course, they didn't really have a whole lot of um. And here's the Doctor Coke for here, and
Yeah.
have the they have it, and here's a little bit more of a deep run out for an evening walk. Doctor Coke rescues a man, Sander Amster, from a vampire, though a cult manages to drive the monster off. The vampire follows Amster home, and that night attacks his wife, a cult. And we already, obviously that's just written in a slightly different way than we read it on the other same thing. Um, and here's, of course, kind of a note section here, published by National Allied Publication. That was the name of DC Comics before they were known as DC Comics. National
Mhm.
Allied Publication. Last issue, and as I told you before, last issue as New Fun. Series continues as More Fun Comics #7. So, and then you see some of the other notes. First issue of Siegel and Schuster. So,
Yeah,
um,
I see.
you see, oh, oh, poo. You know, they didn't. Let me try one other site here. Might have some of these. Okay, is Holyoke.
Yeah, I get it. That's actually gonna be pretty fun. So, well,
Ah,
I'm gonna have to get going here soon, anyways. So
oh
I got
yeah.
some. Yeah,
Well, I mean, I was wanting to just read. Yeah, I wanted obviously try to read off that particular story there, but basically, so at least before you go, one of the other things I should probably let's see. Let's first get caught up on the. It's okay,
yeah,
Matt. Go. You can always. Okay, we actually.
yeah. We read
Yeah,
that
so we had
already.
already read all that. So, um,
Anything new? Let me see. Yeah,
yeah, I
everything's
don't.
been read.
Yeah. So, but one of the other points I wanted to at least show you. Well, if we can't find that one. That was another one I was going to try to read off, but we'll probably read, But I wanted to at least show you also the But if we have other title, here are other titles. Um, so yeah, so I thought so. They had
There's
but
more
they have
fun comics. Yeah, I see those.
new. They only have five the first five issues there. I guess. Let's see.
Well, that's better than nothing.
Yeah, but the thing is, it was number six. That was the one. That was,
Oh,
number six is the one that
yeah.
had the Doctor Occult one in it. So
Damn. You know what? Next time, let me DM me and I'll look for it and I'll see if I can get a PDF or something.
well, that's okay. The one thing here, since this is famous funnies 15, let me go to that one real quick to show, because there's something that I wanted to show you kind of the layout of the as I said, these were more I want to just I won't read any of the stories, that I just want to kind of
Oh, okay.
go
So you
through
go.
real quick and just show you what they looked like back then.
Whoa,
Yeah,
hey,
it just
I know that website.
read comics online.
Whoa, okay. Well, these ads are sure loving us.
Yeah, this is that's the one lone pain in the button. I can't, if I sit there and
Uh,
I put the ad block up, they won't let me see the comics. I just put up with it.
yeah. I'm gonna. At least I got a good laugh out of this. So.
Oh, Batgo and I were having a laugh about it last week too when we were going through some of these. So, okay, since I was finished, what I'm going to do here is I'm not even gonna read them, because I think I got the point across about the language aspect of it, but.
Oh yeah, it was just the way it was back then, and it was amazing. It's different because you don't read that today. Today you read it, it's like something you would not say today in public.
Right. Well, this is how they. I mean, and I've already doing that more and more. But in this case, I wanted to show you. This is the 15th issue of Famous Funnies, um, the nation's comic monthly. You know, let's play ping pong instead. Look at that. But just to kind of show you, some of this stuff and how Napoleon. I guess Napoleon the dog right there.
Yeah, they Yep, that's stuff my dog would do.
Flight, by now
Uh,
sometimes they'd have these kind of articles too. They'd have like maybe an instructional article. And this is why, there were 22 stories, but yet 32 pages.
yep.
Connie, much like I think like Lena Fry, Jane Arden, and Dixie Dugan were kind of like slice of life type ones, and Connie may have been like maybe a wannabe actress or Hollywood showgirls, or something like The Wet Blanket. I believe is more of a comedic aspect to it. But I just, obviously, I'm not gonna go through and Gabby, just to kind
Yeah.
of show you, what things look like back then, and show you some of like different story types, different adventures of Gabby. Let's get to a huddle.
Well, this was just like the art style was way different than you see today.
Yeah,
Just hands down.
back in these days, the famous funny family. So let's get into a huddle. So I guess this is some kind of letter they're dictating to the fans.
Yeah,
I guess.
I noticed that with comic books that the author of a story always put a letter. Like Stan Lee, if you read the earlier Marvel stuff, he always put a letter say thank you for buying this. I will do this or whatever, and he will always answer fan mail within the next issue.
Above the Crowd by Stookie Allen. So
Yeah.
Cavalier, so these are more like, these weren't as much comics. These were like maybe featurettes or whatever. I mean, back in like these days, comics were more like what I don't know if you've ever seen the highlight magazines in doctors' offices.
Yeah, I have.
Okay, well, comics back in these days were basically like highlights. Okay, except with the case of comics, of course, they had more comic stories, but you'd also have in there you'd have activity pages. You might have some like other type of art, good.
Yeah, it
good
was different stuff. It was to entertain everyone, and that's how that was back then. Like here, you got the not so bright woman, and then here's the guy going bow wow at the end. Hello, butterfly. Hello, Mr. Pigeon. Hello, squirrel. Very bottom, the guy's like, whoa, whoa, goodbye, human.
Oh yeah, I was reading something earlier. Now, granted, I think now these ones may be from the reprinted copies, but originally I think a lot of these were in black and white. You see in the
But
color here.
yeah,
These may be from reprinted copies that were actually colored.
I can see that. Because I mean, that's gonna be so hard to get your hands on black and white. You're just better off getting the color because you're saving a lot of money.
Goofy gag here. Yippee! I'm going to scalp you.
Oh God, this is so 1950 stuff.
This is 1930s actually, but
Oh, 1930s. Yeah. Okay, I see. Yeah, I forgot. We're reading a 30s comic.
come on, be brave like me. The guy sitting under the bed there.
Yeah. Say you can play with the buddies.
Play bridge.
Click. Have you got some chewing gum?
Yeah, so again, I just wanted to show you some of the different Bobby, which is another kind
Yeah,
of
that's
following, I guess, the adventures of a little kid here. Magic made another article type.
Yeah, that was more of a how-to do stuff.
Right. They'd have a lot of this stuff though in it. I think I've shown you enough there, but let me go back to the. Okay, so I guess I'll just. But anyways, I'll just go back to. Apparently, it won't let me just go back, and I've got to now kind of. Let me see here. Oh, go to the DC tab, Mike. That might help. But yeah, but basically, Batgoat's here. Oops. Hey, Batgoat. Sorry, I didn't even see you. Of course, I was on the other page. That's why I didn't see you. Sorry about that. How you doing, man?
Yeah, I'm good, except that you left me hanging for 5 minutes there.
Sorry about that. Hey, I explained this last week. Sometimes if I'm on another page, I don't always see you, and it's like, and I come back and I see that he's there, so I better get him in there.
I know.
It's like it's hard. It's sometimes hard to split everything up like that. So, Mike, let me in. Yeah, I let you in.
I know. Finally.
Hello, Batgoat. How are you?
Hey, Pickle. Good to see you. Good to talk to you, man.
Good to meet you.
Hey,
your
why don't you guys carry on the
collection is
conversation
awesome,
for a
bro.
moment while I just reset everything here?
Yeah, what was that you were saying? You liked my collection? Thank you very much. I appreciate
Beautiful. Beautiful.
that. For
Very
being 27 years old, I've been collecting since age 5. So
That's so cool. That's so impressive. Like, huge respect. That's so cool.
yeah, well, I gotta thank my mom because she would back then she would buy 4 of everything because I had a brother. So that way we each have our own set.
Very cool. Yeah, I understand.
And it began with Star Wars and Star Trek, and then it went with obviously Marvel Comics and all. So
That's cool.
I will always buy some cool stuff and hang. When I get moved to the new place, I'll probably have everything displayed. All the rest of my anime figures, obviously, because I love anime, and then obviously my anime sword. For some reason, I got a sword from an anime. I wanted to buy. Have you ever seen the show Berserk?
I haven't. No.
Oh God,
I have that. That's a pretty gory anime.
Yeah. Okay.
Well,
So
okay. Let me clarify. I saw the '90s version, the one from '97. I haven't seen the more modern version.
don't watch any modern version. That's garbage. The
Yeah,
90s was way better.
I have seen the 90s version though. That one.
Okay,
That's kind of the standard rule that any good anime from 95 through 2005 being remade right now is absolute crap. I mean,
there's like one exception that I heard of, and I haven't seen this anime at all. I heard Fruit Baskets when it got remade.
I haven't heard that one.
Well, Fruit Basket was just remade last year. Actually,
yeah.
The Hunter x Hunter remake isn't that bad. In fact, it goes actually further into the manga than the original. Like there was the 90s version of Hunter x Hunter that was dubbed by Blue Water in Calgary. And then it was actually the LA crew that dubbed the more recent, the 2011 version. I think it was a little bit better because it just went further into the manga than
it followed the manga.
Hunter x Hunter stopped at the Yorkview City arc, and then I think the 2011 version went all the way up through the Chimera Ant arc. So, well, anyways, I pulled this up too because this is another DC milestone here.
He roboed there, didn't he?
First DC annual, right? What, my connection rowboat or I rowboat?
Yeah.
Both?
Yeah, a little choppy. Keep going. I think you're okay now.
Okay. Yeah. So, anyways, so this was actually the first DC annual right here, 10 and 14 by 15 inch here. It was 10 cents. This one was 48 pages. Big Book of Fun Comics #1. So these were stories. Of course, at this point, all the stories came from New Fun because that was the only book they were producing at the time. Of course, they had two stories from Jack Woods there versus Pancho Villa, Wayne Brady. So look at how many stories are there. Of course, these are all one-page stories too. But yeah, so I mean, and look at that cover right there. Look at this cover. They have kind of,
Yeah. No, actually, I was real quick going back to that sword thing. So Mike, you know the Berserk sword, right? That Guts carries.
Yeah, big. Actually, that's common, and I think a lot of because there's a number of big swords like that I've seen.
I was gonna buy one, and I'm like, I'm finally gonna buy one. Then I asked, how much is it? My heart sank. I did not want to spend $400.
Whoa! Really? Wow.
It's huge. It's an actual sword. Like, no joke. It's like 12 feet tall.
Oh, wow.
Bigger than you.
Yeah. I'm 5'10". This is a 12-foot sword, freaking like 500-600 pounds.
Wow.
And yes, someone can wield that.
And I get there's geeks out there that are definitely going to throw the money down, but who has the space to display something like that, or where would you put it, right?
Well, probably up against a wall or something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, wouldn't fit in most of the basements where I live here in Minnesota. You don't have 10-foot wall or 10-foot ceilings. You know what I'm saying?
Well, I mean, I guess I'm lucky because I'm moving to a house in New Mexico, and we're gonna have a tall ceiling. So if I ever was to buy it, which I'm probably not, unless I somehow hassle the guy to come down to 200.
Oh, okay. Well, good luck with that, dude. I hope you get it. That would be
no. It's gonna have to be at Comic-Con because that's the only time I ever see it there. And then the other question is how the hell am I gonna fit that in the truck? The truck bed is at 12 feet tall long. I mean, it's like 10 feet, but still. Imagine driving around with a giant sword in the back of your truck, and then some cop pulls you over.
I don't know if you geek out on movies like I do. I know movies. Christmas Vacation.
National Lampoon?
Yeah.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, putting that massive 18-foot tree on the old front wheel drive sleigh, as Clark called it. Like that's just what I thought of, the massive tree on top of
Oh God, yes.
the little what was that, the Ford Escort station wagon or whatever.
It was something, I forgot what it was. I know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
You guys keep talking. I'll be right back.
Okay,
Okay.
Mike. No problem.
Yeah, no,
Okay.
but
Hey, check this. Wait. Can you see? All right. Let's see.
yeah, I can see you.
Can you see? Okay, let's see. I got red, white, and blue bands in my gnarly mustache. Can you see?
Okay. Yeah, I
Can you see the
see.
colors of them?
I see the
red,
red.
white, and blue.
Okay, I see him now. Yeah.
All right, cool. Like Mike has seen this and the other people, toys and whoever else watched. Like, not the last week I was banded up, but like, one of the times I've been on here, I let it all puff out. It's a big gnarly puffy thing.
Oh wow.
It's kind of fun. It's cool.
Yeah, I don't have a beard or a mustache because every time I grow one, it grows like I look like a weird person who somehow survived a nuclear blast. But
Oh, bummer, dude.
Yeah, but for some reason, like half my beard comes off and it's all over patches.
Yeah, I know. I'm one of those lucky people that my beard is amazing and it's thick and it grows really quick. And
yeah, mine doesn't.
I have to like trim. I trim this pretty much every third day so it doesn't grow over my lip. My son, who's 25 now and is a rookie cop, he grows this mustache. The mustache that he grows is ridiculous. So I don't
God.
know. Like,
is it like a Freddie Mercury mustache, like that puffy, or?
Oh, absolutely. But he's a cop now, which makes it brilliant that
I
like
was
he
thinking
can grow
funnier.
this big. Oh yeah, that's amazing.
Oh
It's
God.
hilarious.
Now I can see someone going by. He's like crashes a house party, and someone thinks he's like a stripper.
No, I'm a big dude. I'm 6'1", 240, and he's much bigger than me. He's a beast. But he's only 25, and he's my boy. And like especially it's West St. Paul, dude, which is like right next to Minneapolis. And as soon as like he's a rookie, he got pinned in February, and like as soon as the riots happened, he didn't talk to us. And like I'm scared shitless about my dude.
Oh yeah. No, I mean you're the father. Yeah, I understand.
Yeah,
you're the dad.
I've got video of this. I can put it up like when he got pinned. He's all big and buff and looking great, but it's like, no, you're my little dude. You're my little boy. Like, I think he gets that, but he doesn't get it.
Oh no, he gets it. He just doesn't want to admit it because he has a porn style mustache.
Oh well, of course. And I'm a retired paramedic. I was a Navy corpsman for 11 years. I'm an Iraq vet and all that shit. I was field corpsman attached to the Marines and stuff. So like, I know like I know what serving is all about. I know what being in uniform is all about.
I'm back, by the way.
Oh, all right,
welcome back, Mike.
Yeah. Let's see.
HCC, are you going to join in?
Hey, Toys.
Yeah, Toy, join in, dude.
Were you going to stick around a bit while longer, Pickle?
I guess I will. I'll stick around for till 10 minutes till Nick comes on, because I got to get over there and make sure no one does stupid stuff again.
Oh wait, are you a mod over there?
No, it's a long story. It's because you know how you have friends and then you have to calm them down when they get too autistic.
Yeah, Mike, you know that. Like, you don't need to be a mod to be in Nick's chat. And like when someone starts acting up all stupid, then like the chat will like correct the dumb behavior. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And even then, I'm not a mod. Even then, I'll just be like looking, and I'm like, I know who this person is. I'm trying to tell him to calm down, or I'll just sit and watch the chaos, depending on my mood.
Yeah.
The chaos is usually fun.
Pickle, if you've ever met a Tug, do you know who Tug is?
Yeah, I know that umbrella guy. I've seen his stuff before.
And if you've ever been into his streams, and he used to stream like every single day, and
Yep.
he had like he would get up to he had 1,000 to 1,500 viewers easy on his streams when he was streaming every day, and it got big. But a lot of it was because the jerky weirdos were coming in there. So he made a lot of us mods so we could protect his daughter Lug when she comes on and stuff.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Well, Backgoat and I are both mods on his channel. You know.
Oh, that's good. That's good. Actually, I actually will love to be on a stream with you guys if you get Yellow Flash and Tug. I would love to go on there and discuss the old school stuff.
Yeah, okay. I mean, now up to this point, I try to, as I told you earlier, Pickle, I've been working on trying to get guests on.
Oh yeah, I forgot.
I usually, because as a matter of being professional, I don't, unless I have them confirmed, I usually won't say who I'm like talking to, even though for times Anonymity's in the house. Hey, Anonymity. Hey, just got home and just got off and got home. So yeah.
Hey, Toys. Thank you. I see what you said, and I mean it. That means a lot. Thank you.
I like these longer shows. Yeah, I mean, and for me, I usually do better when I have people to play off of. Like, I don't know if you guys went back and watched the stream before, like I think last night or the night before stream before people started coming on. I'm like sitting there having nobody to react to or respond to, so it's like it's kind of still harder for me when I don't have people to respond to.
Yeah. What's up?
Going to make some yum yums. Yeah. Normally I do try to keep my streams, under 2 hours, because so I'm not like per se competing with Nick. But like last week, we ended up going about 2.5 because we're getting into some stuff here. We're like at an hour 47 now.
We haven't even gotten into niche history yet. So, but
I was just thinking about doing that, but
I'm not going anywhere.
Yeah, but Pickle's going to be leaving us soon, so
yeah, I'll probably be leaving here in the next few minutes, anyways.
Yeah, so
dude, it was rad to have you here, dude. It really was. You're awesome.
Yeah, I hope you'll try to come on more often and stuff, because like most of the week I usually will just go through articles from Bounding into Comics and then do commentary, and then and then I'll respond to people's comments in the chat about it. And then on Fridays that's one of the day I usually pick to have my panel day. Now what I've been trying to do, of course, I've been trying to get guests on, like, and I've asked a lot of the people I know, that I know. So I've been working on it. It's just that a lot of them have been busy or what have you. The only people I've been able to get on is Knuckleheads. So
and they're coming on next week, correct?
Well, okay. Well, I hope so. Action Toy ATC mentioned something to me. I guess it happened yesterday, and as far as I know, I think they'll still be able to make it. But apparently, Cress is in the hospital.
Oh no!
Oh, what happened?
No, really?
She had ATC knows this better than I do, but I think she put it actually on her Twitter page. She was in the hospital because she got an abscess in her neck.
Oh!
They had to remove it.
Damn. Hope she's okay.
I hope so too.
I love Crest. Love Knuckleheads.
Yeah, they're pretty cool.
Nick got Nick. According to Anonymity, Nick got so S-faced last night. He went around Kate. Well, I actually went back. I watched like a few seconds here and there. Later on, and then I went back and I saw that Drexel was on there, but I didn't know why Drexel was.
I heard Drex had to come in because Nick left. I saw what
what happened.
Posted.
I
Tell
know
me
what
what
happened.
happened.
He got drunk. He got drunk. He got like
Yeah.
real
Yes,
drunk.
yes. That's awesome.
He got so drunk he ended up dying in the bathroom.
I love it.
And well,
I missed it.
and what was
I'm
funny
so mad
is
at myself.
what's funny is that Drexel went in, right? And Lady Racket says, "Oh, he's dying in the bathroom." Lady Rackets came in and told Drexel that everyone could hear.
Yeah,
And
but like I went back and I watched like the portion where
That's
Drex came
funny.
in.
I can't believe I missed it.
But Drex ended up letting a little no happen too.
Oh yeah,
One of Nick's kids actually got on the screen there.
Yeah, well, she ran, and then well, that was uninevitable. I mean, that was going to happen.
The little Rackling,
Yeah.
his little 2-year-old girl. She's been on camera many times. We've seen her.
Yeah.
She runs in. She's like, "Daddy, I need a kiss," and we all go, "Oh,
Yeah.
yay, Daddy
She did
Rack."
that with Drexel too. She's all going, "I want you to hold me."
And he's like, "No, you can't be in here. Get out." Oh, that was funny. Yes, anonymity was right. So Nick puts on a black hat, right? Like one of Drexel's hats. So then he leaves, and then here comes Drexel with a white hat and the same shirt. And we were laughing because like that hat made Nick turn into Drexel.
That's hilarious. And you know what's so funny is like the whole thing when the weirdos, the lefties, the Twitter mob, when they talk about blackface lawyer, and it's like, do you guys know his best friend is like the blackest dude in the whole world, and like we all love him? Like, I don't know. I just think it's dumb that people don't.
Yeah. Drexel has a Discord now, and he's in Rakeda's Discord.
Oh, is that right? Okay.
Yeah.
I don't do Discord at all. I don't know what it's all about. I'm like, I know.
I'm on
I've
Discord.
Heard a little. I just won't do it.
I have a Discord.
There's been a lot of drama.
I just added Pickle to my Discord
page. And I invited 2 other people in, and then because they love comic books, but I've
heard Gamer from Mars talk about 2 separate famous YouTube people that have had problems with their Discord. I know of friends of mine through chat that have had weirdness, and one person emailed me. Well, actually, 2 emailed.
Hey, you guys want to read? You guys want to read the chat there?
Oh yeah. Hold on. Drex came in like I'm Nick in blackface. No, I can't do that. on. She's been on before. She's a little racketeer.
She's the little Rackling.
I know. From what I understand, though, I think Nick is trying to keep his kids off of the screen.
Yeah,
of course.
He doesn't want to have to go through like what Tug's gone through, in terms of people like trying to come after his family and stuff like that.
Yeah. Well, you could thank T. Greg for that bald-headed weirdo.
The douchebag Michael Avenatti clone. Is that who you're talking about?
Yeah, that one.
Yeah.
The one who's actually in debt and actually is not as smart.
Yeah, as I like to call him, he's the
true
Michael Avenatti clone.
Yeah.
And just in case you don't know who Michael Avenatti is, that lawyer who is representing Stormy Daniels and the whole Trump thing with Stormy.
Oh man, I could tell you this.
And they said he was going to be president until they realized. Let's see, the Fed is going to charge you for extortion and tax evasion.
Hold on, no, this is what happened. He was going to be president till the feds arrested him.
That's it. He's a
that
piece
was
of
funny. That was funny though.
He's a piece of garbage.
What's even funnier is
I was going to swear Mike, but I didn't.
That was funny though. Is that
you were going to square me?
Who was?
I almost said a bad word, but I caught myself.
Yeah.
Okay.
Who was it that Avenatti blackmailed again? What company?
Nike.
Nike. Yeah.
Nike, man.
What was funny?
What nads though?
I'll be honest. You know what's really funny
Respect
fact
that grift.
Well, that was a funny grift one, but two, the fact that Nike immediately released the message was the funny part.
That's true.
Like right off the bat, so everyone knows Michael Nafigati.
He got hammered immediately.
That was
And
too
then
funny.
and then the tax evasion thing came up, and then all like, and then you know what? Like CNN and MSNBC stopped fawning like, "You're so beautiful. You're going to be the next president."
Oh man,
they just stopped talking about him.
Okay, guys, I'm gonna mention a law firm, and I want you guys to try to figure out who I'm talking about here. It's a very quote unquote famous law firm called douchebag and dumbfuck. The law practices of douchebag and dumbfuck. Who am I talking about?
Gosh.
Who am I talking about?
Is that J Woman and T Greg?
Well, T Greg douchebag is that's T Greg. Dumbfuck.
T douchebag, yeah.
Now, can you figure out who dumbfuck is?
Mike Dunford?
Bingo.
Yeah.
Oh, good call. Wow, nice.
I was thinking when I heard their names, I figured, wow, that'd make for a very interesting sounding law firm.
Hold on. Let me read this chat for anonymity. SJWs don't have friends of color in person.
Yeah.
So true.
She's the nettable. Isn't it mess up the attack effing kids? Disgusting. Sorry, I almost cussed. I don't know.
And I know I sweared, but I was obviously that was just part of a joke. So.
No problem with that.
We don't swear on this channel though. That's like respecting freedom.
I try to keep it a minimum if possible. But
no, we know that. We know that.
I mean, sometimes I'll let it slip when
Anon
I'm reading
was
a
being
chat.
naughty.
Yes.
And he knows better.
Nike sucks China for that slave labor.
Well, of course they do.
Douche and Shane. Oh God, I forgot about Shane. I miss that man. That man.
Eating fool.
Actually, for the first time in months, I mentioned Shane. What was I think on Wednesday? Because I was I was of course talking a bit about Jamie Markey and how she's kind of come out and started playing the victim again. And I was just and kind of expanding on something I talked about earlier in the actually no, it wasn't for that. It was actually earlier when I was talking about Chris Thurman, the guy who got busted, who came out sending and the troubles and I showed the picture of that guy, and I know Dave Marks is having a big laugh at that because it's like guys like Thurman and Shane. When you look at them, that you get the kind of creepy vibe.
No. Jeffrey Toobin.
Toobin. God!
I am sorry. I am sorry, lib turds. You are weird, disgusting people. And he was jacking it to his coworkers, and he got busted so bad. And
and what do you mean by jacking it to his coworkers? He was what are you saying? He was masturbating in front of them?
Yes.
Kids, this is PG-13.
You didn't see that story, Mike?
No, I didn't.
Hold on.
I don't pay attention to a lot of
Mike.
Hollywood
Mike, you don't watch Tim Pool, right?
No, I don't watch.
You don't watch Tim Pool. It's God. He was. They were doing. Have you heard about? If you're not into the whole political thing, Mike, and I know like you don't go too deep into politics, but
I am. It's just I just choose not to bring it up much here because I want this to be different from all that.
I know we're having fun, but like we're on a we derailed a little bit and just having a fun little political discussion because this guy who's had TDS, and you know what TDS is, the Trump derangement syndrome, where they're just Tim
Pool had Trump derangement syndrome?
No. This guy named Jeffrey Toobin.
He's a douche.
who's been a political analyst for CNN for so long, and they were running these scenarios with all these lefty weirdos talking about like they're calling it a war game, like what's going to happen if Trump wins or the election. They're so into themselves, and they're so weird, and they're such weird people, Mike. They really are weird people.
Well,
and so
okay,
they had to Zoom chat.
Yeah,
They had to
some of
Zoom
the guys
chat.
some of the guys I watch include Red Eagle Politics, the Officer Tatum, and ADL. Those are the guys I tend to watch more on the
Okay,
political side, and
Yeah.
I do watch the Dan Bongino show online too. But
Well,
anyway,
I forgot. Yeah.
I saw the picture. I saw the breakdown of it and the actual picture. I saw the frozen screen, and it is as bad as you think, because you can see going down the left, and underneath are his coworkers or the other people on the Zoom chat, and they're
I
like,
have the picture.
there were two
censored.
girls.
so
they
this
were
happened on a
freaking out,
Zoom
and
chat.
they're yelling. And
The way you were making it sound, I thought you were saying that he did it right in like. I'm not
Mike.
just,
The
as if he
picture
was
I saw.
physically there, as if he was physically there in front of.
Pickle, you're with me. The picture I saw, like, look, okay, you see what I'm doing right now? I know. Look at my fat gut. I'm sorry, but like, this was basically the picture of him. It was his body, but completely naked, Mike. He was completely naked, and
Probably.
picture I saw,
I'd imagine something like that probably gave them nightmares. I would say
they covered up the hoo dilly, but he was jacking it to his coworkers. It's the worst thing in the world. He's a sick person.
Hold on. I need to clarify this. So supposedly it wasn't to his coworkers. He was on a chat with a cam girl.
That's been disproven.
That's okay.
That has been disproven. He never switched out of the Zoom call. He was jacking it to his coworkers, which, in my opinion, is like an assault. They were freaking out. They were not happy about it. That's a freaking assault.
Now, here's the funny part. Did you saw the pictures of the coworkers? Not the Zoom call. The girls Okay, so that Zoom call picture that supposedly everyone's talking about, they're missing 3 employees that were not in that chat that he was jerking it to. Well, you saw
they hot or are they heinous?
I'm gonna put it like this. I would put bleach in my eyes.
Oh God. Oh no. So okay, so it's as bad as okay. All right.
No, it's worse. It's worse.
Hey, guys, let me get caught up on these chats here, just so we're not leaving anonymity. I know there's quite a colorful conversation and stuff like that, but
we're having a great time.
Yeah, don't worry, no tubing here.
Oh, nice. I get.
I'm wearing clothes.
Let's see. Shane was the shoe guy, right? Yeah, that was him. Guy had the
shoe sandwich.
Marky can get knocked out. She's such a terrible person. She's tying for last in the human race.
Oh,
people
wow.
hate Monica Real. People talk so much shit. People talk so much crap about Monica Real, but Jamie Markey is an evil little ogre. And she manipulated and pulled the strings behind the string.
I'll tell you this, because I'm a voice actor, right? And I'm learning this stuff, and I'm in the field. I have friends in the grapevine who have told me some really, really fun stories.
You're a voice actor. Who have you auditioned?
I know. I have auditioned for some roles in indie video games and stuff. So
okay.
And I haven't got that far. I do have one role so far. I cannot talk about it other than it's an indie video game.
Okay, you're under an NDA, basically, right? Okay, well let me get through more of these chats here. They didn't even think it was weird. Let's see. He was on a Zoom call, jacking on Real Bleep. No one even questioned why on the
Anon's been
on
drinking
on
tonight.
the left side,
Yep.
on the lefty side.
Tim
Oh, and
Miller.
and just and I don't know if I've told too many of you this, but the word retard or any variation of it, I'm not a big fan of. To me, it's the equivalent of using like the N word for a black person, because basically a lot of people, when they use the word retard, they apply it across the board to anybody who has any kind of like cognitive learning or any kind of like disability. So
Well, hold on. Is it
I
okay
would
if we call?
now, granted, I know everybody has a free choice to use whatever words they want to use. I would just personally prefer people not use it, but that's just me. I just want to put it out there so you know how I feel
I'm,
about it.
I'm
I
with you
can't
on
stop
Mike.
you from viewing it.
I'm with you on Mike. I've said the word. I don't like it. In fact, just recently, I said I was like early this spring, right after the Floyd thing happened. I was yelling at one of my friends. He was talking about how great BLM is, and here I am with my rookie cop son, and I'm like, no. And I said, you lib, and I said that word, Mike. And
Yeah.
he said to me, he's like, I can't talk with you anymore if you say that. And I just stopped and I went, you're right. You're absolutely right. And so I agree.
You cut out there. You cut out there.
Oh, I did. I'm sorry. I said that. I said that word. I said lib. You know how people say lib.
Libtard, yeah.
Yeah,
I get it.
I said that, and he got upset. He was like, "Don't say that." And I was like, "You're right. You're right. Absolutely."
Yeah.
And ever since then, it's been 6 months now. I'm very, very cognizant about not saying that. Not it's just it's hurtful to so many people for no reason. It's just a bad thing to say.
I mean, I'm not trying to come off as some SJW or Karen or anything about it, but I just like I prefer people not use it around me, but I know I can't stop.
Okay, hold on. I'm gonna petition the new word. Then we're gonna call it a Ron toy. Don't be a Ron toy.
All right, that sounds a little more comical.
And I see what you're saying, but like, why can't you say lib turd? You know what I'm saying? Like turd, lib turd.
Turd would be.
Yeah, absolutely.
People are POSs anyway, so
yeah,
absolutely.
I don't know. I think I see both. So I see what you're saying on both words. I think the tartar sauce word there, so I don't have to say that word.
That's a good way to do it, dude.
That actually has more that has more of a ring to it than turd. I can see why.
Yeah. Yeah. Anyways, let me get through more of these because these things have been stacking up real quick here.
Oh yeah, let's rate this because I gotta get going. So, you know what? I'm gonna get going. Actually, it's already time. So
yeah, we're past the 2-hour mark, but I'll still.
Anyways, it was nice talking to you guys. Nice to meet you.
One of these days, hopefully, one of these days, maybe you'll still be around when we're going through each day in history.
You're writing anything down, Pickle? Like, what's your actual screen name so I know what to look for?
I am Distract Enemies.
Distract Enemies.
Enemies. Yep.
Okay.
It's literally it's like gamer tag and all that. I'm trying to work on something, but eventually
so
once
I get I'll see on Nick's stream, right?
Yeah, you'll see me on there, but I won't be typing much usually. I'll just either be watching on TV and falling asleep, or if things go really bad, and I'll know because I'll get a ding 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 on the phone, and then I'm like, okay, I gotta come in and wrestle, especially idiotic people. I'm trying to be careful here.
Okay. Yeah. No, that's cool.
Yeah. Well, thank you for joining us, Pickle, and I hope I'll see you on Monday.
Yeah, I'll be trying to come on more often, but the thing is that I work quite a bit because I do a lot of computers and networking and stuff too.
Yeah, I know that's what you told me the other day. Well, just know that I do this every night, Monday through Friday, 7 p.m. Pacific. I think that would be 8 p.m. your time, 9 p.m. Bat Goat time. So
yeah.
And by the way, Pickle, how awesome is my mutton stash? Even though I'm on the braid or I've got it banded right now, I'm pretty dope for an old guy.
I'm gonna keep my words to myself, but I will say you are pretty cool.
You don't like my mutton stash? Dude.
I'm not. I'm 27, and I don't have a beard and a mustache right now because I have to shave it off constantly. So.
This
Oh yeah,
thing
I
is
just
so awesome.
realized this too.
This thing
I
is
just
so
realized
awesome.
this too, Pickle. You have the Conan avatar
Right,
on
Anon?
there.
Yeah. What's weird is that if I ever show my face, I look just like Conan, but fatter.
Wow.
That is so weird. Like literally, I have the glasses, I have the hairdo, and I do not have the little boy outfit because that will be too weird.
Is that by design or is that just natural?
Natural.
Okay. Anyways, well, thank you for coming in. I know you said you had to get going. You want to get going to Nick's
Yeah.
stream,
Yeah.
I gotta try to get through these chats here too. So,
and we need to do niche history.
Yeah,
I will be
we'll eventually
interested.
get there.
Yeah, but anyways, yeah, I would love to join you more in the live chats and all that, doing chats and stuff because it's pretty fun. I'll try to get some of my other friends who are like comic book nerds and all that in here. I don't make much friends often because it's just like, I have a thing. I'll have a few more minutes. I could actually spare to tell this story. I have a thing against fandoms because fandoms get way too into it and they just literally make everyone upset. And anime,
I get your point there. I can kind of see that.
Boys.
And then that's why I'm like, you know what? I can't be friends with someone who gets so into like one part, and it drives everyone insane.
I know, dude. I know, but at the same time, like, if it weren't for Fandom Menace, we wouldn't see a change. We wouldn't see all this backlash against like KK and the BS that's been happening to like our world. You know what I'm saying?
I agree. That's not I agree with that. But same time, I'm just saying I usually don't do fandoms because last fandom I got into, I ended up just walking away from it, saying, you know what, I like my show, I like what I love. I'm just gonna walk away from you guys because you guys are freaking nuts. And I will enjoy it by myself if I have to. If you want to talk to me about it, we could talk about it and our love for the stuff, but
I hear you, man. I hear you. And you know,
okay,
it's like one of those
the worst part
bad apples type of argument.
Oh, you what
couple bad apples type of argument.
You say bad apples. Wait, the worst part of fandoms are the people who ship other people together. You know what I'm going with.
Okay, anyone that uses the word ship, I'm 52 years old. If you use the word ship in front of me, or like when I see that written, I just go, it's an idiot. I just ignore it.
Yeah,
I push it away.
I know, but sometimes I read someone else and they're just comical because I think they're a troll.
And actually, it took me a while to figure out what people meant by shipping. Eventually, I know that Hero Hey did eventually explain it. It's when you basically put people together, like in relationships.
Yeah,
relationship. Yeah,
and it's funny.
I wanted to ask you something real quick too here. Yeah. Hinamoto, your lady friend there. Does she go by the name Pale Rider 1985 on Discord?
Oh, that's not a lady friend. That's a male. And that's yes.
Wait,
that is.
Hinamoto said she was female.
Wait, Hinamoto.
Are these two different people?
Give me a second. Let me take a look real quick. Pale Rider is a male.
Oh, okay. Oh, all right. So that's somebody totally different because I was thinking Hinamoto, who was on with you the other night, Hinode.
Well, it was actually, I forget. You say Hinamoto, but the
her name I think was Hinode.
You pronounced it wrong.
But Hinode, I think her name was Hinode, like Hinode,
But she said she was a girl.
But yeah, she said she was a
She
girl.
said she was a girl.
Yeah.
And you know what? Honestly, I don't care if it's a dude saying like, "This is who I identify with," and that's who I am online. I don't care if that's who
I
you
was
are.
just wondering if they were if that and Pale Rider 1985. I thought maybe they were the same person.
No, they're not. I know Pale pretty well. And for some reason I thought you thought he was a girl because of the profile picture. I'm like, no, that's Dio from JoJo's Bizarre Adventure.
And Hinode, yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
And toys, I have no idea what that.
I just thought they were like the same person. I was trying to figure out if they were the same person or not.
I don't understand what you said, toys.
Well, yeah, I want to get caught up on these chats. I'm not even seeing what Toys is saying that you're responding to.
Oh, you're way behind, Mike. Actually, you need to catch up.
Yeah. Okay. Tim Pool is a fence sitter, but it's allowed him to get very good looks on events. Ha 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 ha. It was so bad. I'm gonna just blast through these because I really did get behind there. He said he thought he was muted.
Sorry, this is not the Trump debate.
Ha ha ha. Well, they said that one went better last night. But anyway,
it went way better.
It was funny, epic.
My emperor finally decided to pull himself back and make the idiot look bad.
So Ms. Marvel's new comic got canceled. Yeah, I saw that. I saw that Yellow Flash had actually mentioned that. Love Detective Conan, by the way.
Yes, I knew it. Anonymity, you're awesome.
She is evil truth.
That's tight, Pickle. Keep going for it. Okay.
Well, I won't say it here, but I disagree with you 100%.
Oh, the tartar sauce, I think.
Yeah.
When we're talking about the words and saying stuff, it's like which is it's totally fine. We're like, I get it.
I was just putting it out there. That's how I felt about it. I'd prefer people not use it around me, but I can't. But I know I can't really stop you.
Yeah, this is the internet. You can't stop the internet.
Yeah. But I'm just hoping that people have enough
common sense
to be respectful. Yeah, be respectful about it.
And anyone here right now, Mike, honestly, like all your friends and all the people here we're geeks. Like we love what you do, and we love hearing you talk about this stuff. So we're not going to be mean and jerks, and
Yeah.
Oh wait, give me a few drinks.
let me get through these guys. I'm sorry. I'm just going to say that black people and the N-word is used constantly. How to refer to each other friendly, and that is true too. And that in fact, it's kind of funny.
Yeah,
the show Boston Public actually, dealt with that issue on one of their episodes. Believe it. I don't know if you guys ever had seen Boston Public before. That was a high school drama back in the early 2000s. It starred like Sally McBride. Michael Rappaport was in it.
Really?
Actually, even Jerry Ryan, who would go on to play 7 and 9, was in it too.
And I'm gonna have to check out that show later on. It might be interesting.
The blank word can infer, but only if you let it. Well, considering I got called it a lot growing up, because I'm actually I'm developmentally disabled.
It's painful. It's painful. Like there's emotion to it. It hurts you. I get that.
Oh yeah, no, I 100% understand that. I mean, as a kid, I got called a lot of stuff, but at the end, I kind of grew up and had like a fuse go off one time, and it was funny. I'll tell you the story. I had people calling me awful names. You can imagine. But at the end, I had a fuse lit, and I'm like, you know what? Call me whatever you want. It ain't gonna hurt me anymore.
Good for you. Good for you.
Have a good one, Pickle, from Anonymity.
The Shrek Enemies. You totally misspelled my name. ATC.
Shrek Enemies.
Because is that your channel? Distract Enemies
Yeah, well, that's my username, so you'll be able to find my channel like that.
on Twitter or YouTube?
I both.
Okay, all right.
I
All
don't
right,
tweet
I'll
much.
check it out.
I don't tweet much, just letting you know. And if it's something, it's probably something stupid.
Do you have videos? Because
I
got
have a
15 videos on my channel, and I've only had 29 subscribers. And I'm a badass ex-medic corpsman. I'm super cool.
Yeah, I have like 4 videos only because I was doing Rainbow Six Siege and I was just messing around learning about it. And then I went fully Ron Toy on a weird dissecting video that never came out well.
Oh, okay.
And then no, I was dissecting an anime and it just sounded wrong. Like, because you know when you're learning as you go.
I hear you.
And I made a teaser trailer for a dub that never happened.
Okay.
Only because the problem I had was that it was copyright issues and I didn't want to get sued.
Well, God,
So
I mean,
you can't do fan dubs. That's the thing I learned.
Don't feel bad. Don't feel bad.
Because
Jeremy, Geeks and Gamers, y'all know that channel. Remember the helpful Mexican? He started. God, what is his name? The helpful Mexican. I forgot his name because he started doing these re-edits of Star Wars, and then he just stopped. He went away, and whatever happened, I don't know. That's his thing, but I get it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. But that's why I don't do fan dubs, is because I know the wrath and fury of studios. And I didn't realize this because I thought it was I can make it to a parody and stuff. And no, Japanese studios do not like it when you take their properties and make it into a parody.
Well, there actually is one exception to that, though.
Check out my channel.
Have you ever heard of Ghost Stories?
Yes, I know the whole situation with that one. That's a funny exception. That's because when Funimation bought the rights, when Funimation actually was good back then.
It wasn't Funimation, it was ADV.
Oh, ADV, yeah. Before Funimation bought them, I forgot. Sorry, it's just because it's such a long story. It's I have my timeline messed up with Funimation right now with the whole Vic saga.
Yeah. No.
Anyways, no. When they bought the rights, they didn't send them a script, so to translate. So they just made it up on their own.
Well, yeah. Basically, what it was is that what happened was that it was originally not very well received in Japan. So basically, what Japan did is they just told them, hey, aside from a few little things like don't change the name of the characters, don't change the plot, you can do whatever else you want with it, just go for it. But anyways, let me get through more of these chats.
Yeah,
I'm really getting behind you.
Yeah, we gotta finish these chats. I'll answer questions that they have,
okay.
And then we'll go.
The stash and sideburns dope. Where's the mutton chops coming? When's the mutton chop? Well, I'll let you read this one, Pickle.
Oh, Pickle's got beard envy bat goat.
Okay. I'll let you read the ones that are kind of directed at you. Bat goat inspired me to grow mutton chops. Action, I love it. I love it. I'm a fan, but I do my own thing. You do you, and I'm a do me. Okay. Those aren't friends; those are fans.
Yep.
Let's see. Ha ha ha. Shippers and some of the lamest. The rabid ones. Inode, I think. See how far we got behind here? Level up Hip Rider is a ale. Mike's mouth drop was funny.
Male. Yep.
People don't think I'm a geek, but I am. You are a geek, Anon, except. Okay, so it looks like we are finally getting. I've been called a lot from white boy insults to Asian ones. Ha,
And
ha,
not
ha.
on me, Aeon. That's exactly me. I am half Chinese and half Mexican, and I look white enough to be considered white, and I look Chinese enough to consider Chinese, and I look Mexican enough to fool everyone.
Oh, dude.
I am ha 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 ha. Let's see. I didn't even know you have videos. This is on YouTube. Well, I know for me, I have a lot of videos because I
I
went through a
muted my
number of.
mic to
Huh?
fart. What an...
Huh? What was that, back out?
I farted and I had to mute my mic. I'm just laughing at myself.
Oh God, it's the YouTubing. No, it's you farting.
It was loud. You would have heard it.
Well, yeah. Well, look. This isn't Willy Wonka here. There's no such. I don't think we've really gotten to the point where we have smell-o-vision yet. Okay.
Oh God, did you ever try smell-o-vision when it came out?
No.
Oh God,
I didn't even know it did come out.
Yeah, they tried that. So this is what my stepdad told me. When he was a kid in the 70s and 80s, they would give you a scratch card, right? So when you're watching a movie, you scratch a certain...
yeah, I kind of... Well, I've seen those scratch and sniff stuff before, but
yeah,
I didn't know that was smell-o-vision, though. I didn't know they had a smell-o-vision version.
They did for the movies. I remember that from the late 70s. Mike, I remember that. You're talking about your dad, dude. I actually remember that shit where you'd go to the theater and they would give you a card and you'd have to do scratch and sniff shit. And it didn't work. It smelled like some of it smelled like charcoal and some of it smelled like strawberries. It was poop. It was not good. It didn't work.
No, actually, I don't. Did you ever? I know you've been to SeaWorld before, probably, right?
I have, yeah.
Okay, were you there in the early 2000s when they had the first 4D theater?
No, I was there. I was there in 2004. I live in Minnesota now. I grew up in Southern California, but then I moved to the Midwest.
Okay.
And then because the Navy and the war, I was at Pendleton in 2004, and we went to SeaWorld when the whole it was just empty and it was weird and I think we got in for free. All we had to do was show our Navy cards, and they let us in for free. It was beautiful, and there was hardly anyone there. It was wonderful.
Oh, that's the best part, especially when you go see all the animals and there's hardly no one.
Yeah.
Yeah, but no, they had this thing called a 4D theater, and they were showing an R.L. Stine movie, and I was there on opening day. So what I did is I was with my brother, my dad, and my family. So we were there. And what it was the
spooky story, ghost stories. The
kind of like, I don't remember the name of it, but what they did, it was 4D because they used
show that everyone loves.
It was by R.L. Stein.
Guys, can I finish these out?
Mike, we're taking over your show.
Sorry.
Yeah, well, that's okay. I mean, that's why I was trying not to interrupt, but I really want to finish these off at least to get us caught up.
We got to finish at the 3-hour mark.
Yeah.
We got
I'm half Okinawan and half Irish American from anonymity. Ha 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 ha.
Goosebumps. Goosebumps.
No.
Goosebumps.
Yes, there we go.
Everyone loves Goosebumps.
My dad was half douche. I think you mean Dutch. I think you mean Dutch. Dutch is spelled D-U-T-C-H.
Mike,
that's more looking like douche.
Look, Mike, he's saying his dad was T-Greg.
Oh, God. Half Ojibwe. My mom was Ojibwe. Well, I think Ojibwe is actually a Native American tribe.
Has been drinking it.
Laugh out loud. Their kids vary from pale to dark brown. So, okay, so now we're caught up with that. Yeah.
They aren't the same. LOL. Okay. That was just a
Oh,
comment that popped up. So
yeah, I didn't see it, but aren't the same. Okay, yeah. So yeah, we're already coming up on the 2.5 hour. In fact, we just hit the 2.5 hour mark.
yeah, now we gotta make it to 3. Not joking.
Boys, are you Ojibwe like where I live in Minnesota? Like Ojibwe, Manawakan Sioux? Like, are you like you that kind of Ojibwe? Like Minnesota going up into Canada? Like a real like Sioux Chippewa type of native thing? Is did I say that right? I know. I've lived in North Dakota and Minnesota for many years, and I love the Sioux community, and I'm just wondering when you say Ojibwe.
He said yes. Oh, but back what I was saying about the theater, because I almost forgot how that was.
I love you.
So
I love the Sioux. I really do. The Sioux are my people. I went to University of North Dakota. I love the Sioux.
yeah, no. So the theater in SeaWorld, real quick. It was a 3D movie, and what they did is they had the built-in vents. So when it's supposed to smell really bad or really good, they put the actual smell through the vent. They had a gas, and they will inject it into the theater. And then yes, and then when you were
That's gross.
hold on, when there's rats like on screen, they manipulated air because they had air vents underneath, and they manipulated to feel like actual rats were running across your feet.
Dude, no.
It was awesome.
That's heinous.
That was 4D.
I would freak out.
And not only that, it was like the seats were like a built roller coaster too. So like when you have to move forward, like you're falling, they will literally pick you up and make you look like you're falling.
Yeah, but I don't want rats running across my feet. But that is gnarly. That's really cool.
Yeah, and then they use sound also to vibrate the chairs. So like when you know what you need to feel, like if someone grabs you.
That's very cool. Very cool.
It was back then. Anyways, guys, I gotta get going now. Thank you so much for having me on the show, Mike. It was a pleasure to be with you. Batgoat, pleasure to meet you, man.
No problem. I hope
you're the man.
I hope to see you again more regularly.
Talk to you again.
I will try to be on as much as I can. I cannot guarantee that I could be on as much, but I will try.
Well, I'll be here every Monday through Friday, 7 p.m. Pacific, 8 p.m. Mountain, 9 p.m. Central, 10 p.m. Eastern. So,
anyways, I'll talk to you later. Have a good one, guys. And hopefully I'll talk to you guys again soon. Bye.
Bye. See you later. Oh, yeah.
It was a good dude. That was fun having him on.
Yeah, I mean, it's like, for me, it's like just trying to figure out exactly how to measure it all out. Like I want to have good conversations like that and stuff like that. I
know he talks a lot, but at the same time, when he started showing us his collection, I'm like, come on, this dude is geek.
I didn't, that's why I think, okay, well, he's going to show us his collection. I think that's cool. I can push back the start of what I was going to do until then, because like what I am planning on
he's
the Friday.
One of us.
Yeah. Like for me, at least for the near future, when I don't have guests on, we'll probably be going back to that site, and I'll probably be, just talking a little bit about how things evolved over time there, comics wise. I figure that's a good topic to be had. And so,
absolutely.
So, so we're already past the 2.5 hour mark.
So we're gonna get to some history.
Yeah, I mean, are you ready? Are you ready to wind? Are you guys ready to wind down? Are you guys ready to wind down? Okay. Hey, anonymity, ATC, you guys ready as well? You guys ready for this day in each history? Sounds fun. Have a good one, Pickle. I miss you miss Pickle already, huh?
Hey, Anon, don't screw up your dinner like I did for myself. I spent so much time and I did it so wrong. Like I literally made myself sad how much I messed up my dinner.
Okay, so well, let me get my face back up here. But before, just some last, just some last announcements before I get onto the this day in each history. Um, so I do still tentatively have Knuckleheads scheduled for 1 week from today. Okay, I haven't heard anything from Crest yet as to whether or not she's not going to be able to do it. As I told you earlier, ATC brought it to my attention. She was in the hospital, so um, obviously I'll check to see. I wasn't even sure because she was saying that she'd probably be in the hospital through Saturday, so I don't even know if they're even doing their show this Saturday. If they do, or if I see them, I'll check in with them, see how they're doing. But I haven't heard anything from her like that they won't be able to make it. So as far as I know, they're still on. Um, and that's at least the one mate. And I'm still working on trying to get some other guests on too. Hopefully, I can get some other people on. There is one I'm really, really trying to work on. Again, I usually haven't been saying who, when I've been in the process of negotiations. I just feel it's more professional to do it as such. So, anyways, with all that being said, I need to just take a quick peek. I guess I can take that out because we're done with that for now. So I guess next time we get together like this, I'll probably start in November of 35 because that'll be another comic that will debut in that month. New comics, which would eventually become adventure comics. So we'll talk more about that next time we're together like this. So let's see, 2000. Let's see. 2005. I only had 3 pieces of niche history tonight. So, okay. So, with all that being said, let me go ahead and do that then. Okay. So, first off here, so today is Friday, October the 23rd. I have. You want to read that back, Goat, since that's you?
I was making fun of Anon. I said, "Yeah, I have success with microwave meals too," because he said he never messes up his food, and I'm like, "Really?"
Yeah, that's more or less the extent of my cooking expertise is microwave. So anyways,
I can do better, and I can deep fry like a champ. I messed it up tonight, and I was very sad that I messed it up.
Yeah, nothing like burnt fish, right?
I threw it all away. It was bad.
Okay, well, anyway, so first up, so today is Friday, October 23rd, 2020. Let's take a look back on this day in each history. The first thing I have to once again start off with a bit of a sad note here. On this date 20 years ago today, back in 2000, on this date in 2000, Yokozuna, Ronnie Inoue of the Inoue pro wrestling family. The Rock is a part of that. The Wild Samoans, Ronnie Inoue, who most fans remember best as Yokozuna, passed away on this date in 2000 from pulmonary edema. One of the saddest parts of this particular death was this was due a lot to a lot of unhealthy ideas. The pulmonary edema happened due because he was way, way, way too overweight. I mean, he was like 600 pounds, and you could tell that he was starting to see. I'm pretty good with cooking. Oh damn! So he was 34 years old when he passed away, so that was pretty
34.
Mm-hmm. Wow. So on this date 20 years ago, Rodney Inoue better known to most wrestling fans as Yokozuna, passed away on this date in 2000. So moving on then to the next piece of history. And I know this seems more like modern history, which it is, but but history is history. Anything of the past, even sometimes if it's 1 year ago, it's still pretty cool to look at. Okay, so on this date 15 years ago today, in 2005, um, Mushishi, the anime Mushishi, would debut on Fuji TV over in Japan. This one was a pretty interesting one. So, series opening narration here. They dwell unseen in the shadows, a host of creatures completely different from the flora and fauna familiar to us, an invisible world of life within our own. Since the dawn of humanity, these phantoms have inspired fear in those who could not understand and have over the ages have come to be known as Mushi. I kind of watched this before. It's a pretty interesting one. It's pretty interesting one. Um, it's kind of on the slow side because again, it's basically about a guy who's going around like exercising, weird creatures basically. Um, Mushishi it's in my top 10 favorite anime, but they do have a good opening theme song too. Um, the yeah, and it's in English, believe it or not. But it's an interesting one. So yes, on this date 15 years ago, Mushishi would make its debut on Fuji TV on this date in 2005.
2005.
So
Okay.
all right, and finally, we actually are going to only go back on this last piece of history. We're only going to go back 1 year ago today. On this date in 2019, 1 year ago today, um, from Archie Comics, the fifth issue, and this series is still running. The fifth issue of Archie Milestone's Jumbo Comics Digest made its debut on this date in 1 year ago today, October 23rd, 2019. And look at that page count, 192 pages. That thing's like $8. Huge. Of course, and here's the interesting thing about this too, with the Archie books. I haven't heard them really getting all up the up like some of these other comic pros. I haven't heard anybody from Archie, but then they do a totally their whole universe is Archie.
They have, Mike. They have. It was it was a year ago. I'll have to. You know what? That'll be homework for me. I'll look it up, but I'll bring it back to you. Archie went SJW and stupid.
Yeah.
Gosh, I
mean,
forgot what it was, but they
I
did.
can't imagine Archie going to SJW because Archie, the whole Archie comics have been around since the 40s. They've been around a long time.
They
They're
did,
like,
and again, I can't remember exactly. I think it was something to the effect of them, like they didn't go like Betty and Veronica like made out or anything like that, but it was something to the effect of boys are dumb type of thing. I just remember videos on it from last year, so I'll have to look into that. I'll get back to you.
well, okay, you're saying they went into it, but can you make the argument that maybe um, they didn't go into it as badly? Is that
Absolutely,
maybe maybe they
absolutely.
didn't.
From what I remember, it was kind of a one time thing of boys are dumb, girls are better. I'll have to look into this,
But,
and
but,
I could
but
be totally
they're
wrong.
not. they're
I
not
could
like,
be totally
but
wrong.
they're
I
not,
could be
they're not,
forgetting this.
yeah, they're not like pulling like the whole like Heather Antos, Zoe Quinn.
Correct.
Yes,
Correct.
they
Correct.
they
Correct.
they just more
100%.
kind of touched upon it. It's but
Yes.
then again, comics as a whole has been doing that since basically they all got out of. I think Archie's comics was one of the last ones to actually stop adhering to the CCA. So
And still be itself. Yes. Yes. Correct. Correct.
yeah,
I
so
just again, I think it was an issue, meaning like one time there was a men are stupid type of thing.
what was the response to it? Was it one of those things where they suffered such a bad sales that they said, no, we're not doing this because we went this route and we got scorched for it.
I
Is that
don't think they did. I don't think they did. And again, I'm gonna have to look into this and see like if my memory is failing me or if I'm right. But I'm pretty sure that they did do they did an episode with an SJW girls type of thing, and it didn't go over that well. Like I'm thinking I saw it like from Flash or someone, but it was like over a year ago.
Yeah, so my guess is they probably tried it because they saw that that's where the winds were apparently blowing, and when it fell flat, they said, "No, we're not doing." That's what it sounds like you're telling me.
That's what I think. But again, my memory
First
is
off, my guess is there are probably a lot of longtime Archie fans that would not have cared for that. I mean, as I said, Archie's been around since like the '40s, I think. So
yes, yeah,
it's right up there in terms of longer. It's right up there with like DC and Mark. Like now, granted, I was
you
saying earlier, DC before it was DC was national. There are actually a number of affiliated publishers that eventually all became DC. There was National Allied, there was All American Comics, there was Jolston Publishing, a lot of them.
mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
But anyway, so yeah, wow.
I don't know if you remember me saying when I was a kid in the early '70s when I was going to camp, I never read. Excuse me. I never read the DC comics, or as far as like the superheroes. In 1976 or '77 when we're all at camp, there was still you didn't we didn't have fun stuff. We didn't have games. We didn't have electronics. So everyone had comic books, and I was not a superhero comic book fan. I was an Archie comics and more of the the off type
Well,
of thing.
and if you probably remember this from when we covered them last week, and I kind of touched upon it this week as well. Um, like if you remember seeing a lot of those comics in the '30s, they were more like what we know as highlight magazines, right?
Yeah,
The highlight
yeah,
magazine. In other words, they had
yep.
comic stories, but they also had they had articles, they had advertisements, they had like activity pages, they had how
Activity, fun to do type stuff. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
that was highlight, and comics back in the '30s and '40s were like that too. You know, again though, I enjoyed what we did last week, and I liked doing it this week again. I think to look back, like some things I'm gonna be, as I said, I'm trying to figure out how many stories I want to read each week because obviously I shouldn't try to read the whole comic. Not that since I'm not monetized, I don't think I have to worry as much about that. And a lot of these comics are by now public domain anyway. A lot of them in the 30s and
I
40s.
want highlights. I want a new like if anything's gonna be rebooted, it should be highlights. Oh, I don't know who I'm trying to kid. I cannot see anything of these. Okay, but yeah, like a new version of highlights, if done correctly, would be great.
The one thing I would hate though is them trying to SJW Goofus and
I
Gallant.
know, dude. They would ruin it, wouldn't they? They would ruin it.
Yeah, that was an interesting take on life. Goofus who always did everything wrong, Gallant who always
Goofus
did
and
everything right.
Gallant. Oh my gosh. Yeah.
But
Oh
yeah,
yeah.
but at least for the next. So right now, as I said, I still have Knuckleheads planned for next Friday, and that's still
Awesome.
going on
Well,
until
I hope
I hear
Dress
different.
is okay. I'm gonna check into that and make sure she's all right because
Yeah,
yeah,
she mentioned it on her Twitter. ATC was mentioning that to me yesterday. So she was actually in the hospital. I think it was like last night dealing with all that.
Oh
So
wow. Okay. Oh, I'll check into that and make. Oh gosh, yeah.
yeah, and I looked that up too. And she apparently she had an abscess in her neck that they had to remove, or they're going to be removing. So hopefully everything's all right. I'm still working on getting some other guests on. If like for me, it's like getting them to respond. Sometimes that's half the problem right there.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
after next Friday, I don't have anybody scheduled yet. So I still have a whole bunch of Fridays in November and December, and the people I was trying to get for tonight, they got one guy was in contact with. He asked him, "Do are you only doing? I'm only doing Fridays for the panels, as the subtitles.
We had Pickle tonight. Pickle was rad. That was a good time.
Yeah, I mean,
Other than me ruining my shrimp deep
yeah, I
fry
would have
thing
liked to
and
have you on a little bit
crying,
earlier,
like
but I
I
understand you had to do
literally
what you
wanted
had to
to
do.
end myself because I was so sad how bad I messed it up. And I even typed that. I'm like, I suck. I'm dumb.
Yeah, but as I said, I always leave Fridays open for like forums and panels and stuff like that. So I'm still trying to get guests, trying to get them to respond. Hey, that helped a lot. Um, and I'll let you in on a little secret. One of the ones I had tried, but I'm kind of backing off from him for at least the rest of the year. I have tried to get Tug on here. Um, like Tug and Yellow Flash, I've tried to get on, but they're both like got a lot going on right now.
Yeah.
But and I know Tug hasn't actually been streaming a whole lot lately. So
I know,
like,
but like he's a busy dude. And like not only busy, I mean like he's got a lot of crap being thrown at him and yeah, like
well, I know he did
you
mention
get
recently he had some health issues going on too. I thought I heard him say something on one
yeah,
of
with
his.
his daughter with Bug. Bug has a cardiac condition.
Oh no, she man,
I
that's
mean, it's
rough.
okay. It's not bad, but she's got a hole in the septum of her heart, which I
Man.
mean, it's not fairly common. It happens, and like it's not terminal. But it's a bummer, and
Right.
she's going to need medical care throughout
I
her
mean,
youth.
one of the things I want to have, part of the reason why I want to have these Friday night forums like this is like doing like well, you've been on enough of them. You know how I roll. It's a lot
Absolutely.
having these great conversations, and like especially when even Tug's been doing this more. Yellow Fly's been when you're always covering the bad stuff, right? Okay. Let me kind of explain how my channel has evolved. So I started uploading last May of 2019. I initially just started out doing like videos like kind of stagnant, just regular videos, right? I did some where where when I still had Twitter before I gave it up, where I'd have a accompanying poll with the video, you know, but I wasn't getting much interaction. And then in July of last year, that's when I started the on the mic videos. Those were like me basically doing a daily news video. I'd pick one topic and I'd give my commentary on it. Um, Now, again, a lot of what got me into it was, of course, the Vic situation. I started, watching guys like Hero Hay, like Killer Flash, like Tug, or watching them, and started watching their coverage, and a lot of others.
Mm-hmm.
And I started becoming, quote unquote, part of that community. And I wanted, I knew I had quite a bit to contribute. There's a lot of things that I know that maybe some people don't. Like and I probably told you this story too before. The spark, the actual spark that finally told me, son, give this a try, see what you can do with it. Was There was that one night when it was on Yellow Flash's stream. It was early on in the whole Vic scenario when he had everybody on. Hero Hay was there, Tug was there, and I mentioned to him about Illic because, like, I was aware of Illic Guardiola, right? I had known about him, but I was trying. I was as I was watching their, so I was watching their as I was watching the stream, I was also searching to see if I could find if he had a Twitter page and see if what Illic was saying about this. And that's when I came upon something from, like, I think it was like 2014 or something. In fact, this was apparently just before the whole thing went down with him and that student and him getting married to her. Apparently, it was like some kind of acknowledgement that I think Monica had stated she had dated him or something like that. And I brought that to Yellow Flash's attention. And I realized, hey, I can contribute more to this conversation. So that's what got me into starting, to do videos and stuff.
That's awesome. That's very cool. I'm glad to hear that, Mike, because, like, as you know, you're my friend. I love watching you stream. I
I
dig your knowledge on.
I wasn't getting a whole lot of views on my videos, so I figured, okay, I do better, and you may notice this too. I tend to do better in a conversation setting than anything else. I'm more of a conversationalist,
Absolutely.
When I have people to kind of, bounce off of, like, interact with.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why in August, in July, I did those like 4 or 5 trial streams on Sundays, and then I felt, okay, yeah, I'm gonna do this. Now the Friday, as you know, I have the name of the show is actually the Mikestand, and all those, and then I have all those. Each day has its own subtitle. Monday Magnations. The Friday Night Forum was the one day I wanted to have where I want to have people come in. We have kind of a panel. Now we can do a number of things. We can together go over news articles and just kind of have a good conversation back and forth about some of it. We can do like what we've been doing like the last couple of weeks, talking about, maybe I'll come up with a topic. I'll come up with a topic, and then
well, Mike, did you have fun tonight though with Pickle coming in? And, like, Pickle is like, he's like you. He wants to. He just, when he starts talking about his subject, he just wants to go. And you know me, I like to talk as well, but I know when to just, like, stop talking and let you go.
I mean, overall it was okay. I mean, for me, it's just one of those things where, if you notice, I kind of like just sat back and I just kind of let him talk. It's like I don't want to per se interrupt people or like just cut them off, because I
hate to say it, like, but he's an interesting dude, and it was fun listening to him, and that was cool that you let him do that.
Yeah, because I know I know sometimes I can go on for a while too. I can get going on stuff, but actually there's actually
I agree, Toys.
Mike needs a co-host.
I'm his co-host.
Yeah, well, I mean, maybe
I agree with that. That's a good statement.
Yeah, because, well, I mean, I still do pretty, then if I did a co-host thing, I could, we could still have like a Friday Night Forum when we have other guests, and then
Well, how about like every Friday? Every Friday, we know that Batgoat is going to be on the show, and
yeah, and you can
I'm just
act as my
saying.
co-host, yeah. Because I also kind of like the
Thank you,
idea
Toys.
of I kind of like the idea of doing. Oh, Mike needs a co-host. Did he say something more? Because on the streamline, it doesn't always come
No, no,
right
no.
away.
That's it. And,
Okay,
yeah,
but
that was it.
yeah, like you notice, I still do pretty well when I just like read the articles, but my thing sometimes is that I also have to sit there and kill because most like most of the other streamers like Nick, Tug, Yellow Flash, everybody's on. You still have a good number of people, 5, 6, 10 people who are on even before the stream, even as the countdown is going on, chatting it up. Okay. For me right now, it's still the opposite. People don't start coming on until like 15, 20 minutes into the. So I'm trying to sit there and kill time. I'm trying to.
I
So
know, I know, dude. And but like, and you've seen me like I show up on time sometimes, and there's other times where I'm like doing whatever, and I just can't
I
make
know
it.
you had
So like,
trivia night on Wednesday, and you
yeah,
know,
yep. And then there's other times where just hey, I was a night paramedic for 25 years, Mike. So like sometimes I just lay down on the couch and like I'll watch
you just
I'll
crash.
watch YouTube for a little bit, and then I'm like, I gotta go lay down, or whatever. But
Actually, what's funny? What I don't know if it was last. I think it was last night because the debates were going on, so people were coming on pretty late.
yeah,
Um,
yeah, yeah.
I decided to
I did
engage.
watch debates, and then I like about halfway through,
Okay.
I said, okay, Trump won. This is ridiculous. I don't like. I was just sad. Like you saw me tonight when I burnt my shrimp tonight, and I got all sad and called
Yeah.
myself dumb. I did the same thing with the debates. I'm like, this is cool, this is great, but then I'm like, I'm done. So I lay
I just
down and
felt like
sleep.
the debates this time were not necessary because, as Dan Bongino pointed out quite a bit, this election is more a base election, which means that you're not putting as much. In other words, it's not as behooving to you to put the priority on getting that like middle 20%. It's more about getting your own base out to vote. I think that's what Trump is going to do.
Yeah,
So,
yeah. I hear, and it's just like it's just the bummer. Like I'm so sad that the country is so divided to the point of like murders, literal murdering on the streets. The lefties, the liberals, the weirdo Biden, the Antifa, the BLMs shooting people it's not okay. Like
oh, the thing I'm worried about is that we do, and a lot of it's just divisive language with the is and the phobes and all that. We're honestly we're on the verge of a civil
I
war.
don't care about that. I care about these bitch ass wannabe intellectuals that they're so weird, Mike. They're so weird. And I was a paramedic and I was a Navy corpsman. My son's a cop. Like a life in uniform, and to see these people shooting and killing regular people in the streets. That's where I'm like, I
Yeah,
can't. I have
BLM is
guns.
no
I have
longer a
guns.
peaceful movement.
I have
It
a lot
stopped
of
being
guns.
a peaceful movement
I
a
have
lot.
guns, and my kids, my boys have guns, and like that shit's never gonna happen to me. That shit's never gonna happen to me. But at the same time, I'm like, okay, now I'm mad. Now I want to go take some of these people out And that's when I have to go, no,
Yeah.
stop,
With
stop, stop, stop.
with what you were talking about with your one of your sons being a police officer, that can't be very happy for you when you're hearing these people, you know, basically saying they want to shoot your son, or they want to like defund the police, or they want to like, or let's see, what
Yeah.
was an ABL? There's this
Yeah, they all want to kill my boy. They want to kill my
Akaba
boy
or something like
because
that.
he wears a badge. And he's my boy. Like I just
About adults that never grew up. Yeah, I'd agree with you. You know, it's like, I mean, well, okay, but going back to one of the points I was trying, as I was explaining the evolution of my channel here. Okay, so I got into this originally from the Vic stuff, right? But then even as I was going through, the whole thing with on the mic, I knew, at one point I started to realize, this case isn't going to last forever. And there's other things I'd love to talk about, particularly in the world of Meech. And we've had some good conversations about like cartoons and stuff like that. And I realized something, and granted, some of this stuff, some of the harder news does need to be covered. And every once in a while, it's good to sit there and, like well, I am not monetized obviously, but like when Tug sits there and monetizes, the SJWs and the KVers, or
that's
going off
awesome.
on them.
I know. I love it when he does that.
Now that's good, but that's still got a bit of negative tone. Even one of the points that Tug has made is one of the things I do that's a little bit different is I try to stay positive with a lot of things.
I know you do, Mike. That's good.
Like one of the profile pieces that I do, one of the profile sets of videos I do is voices big and small. The reason I started doing that was here's what the thought process was. We have so many people who are sitting there focusing on demoting the bad people, putting everybody down, like trying to cancel people, what have you. There's another way we can do this too. Instead of focusing on demoting the bad people, why don't we start shining the light on the good people? Now, granted, I've had a few, let's say, regrets because after I profiled them, I found out some people, like I know, like for example, Dorothy Elias Fawn. Um, she's got some left leaning. I mean, she's not as bad as some of the others, but probably one of the ones that and anonymity called me out on this one. I think it was anonymity or somebody, but Brian Drummond, the guy from Vancouver, Brian Drummond, who is the course let's see, I'm trying to see, yeah, like something.
I'll be right back.
Anyway, he's a Ocean Studios voice actor.
I'm listening, Mike.
Okay. But earlier this year, like when I did my profile of him at the time, he had not said anything political. It seemed like he was one of those who was just trying to stay out of the fray, until earlier this year. Then all of a sudden, and I know Yellow Flash covered this as well. But Brian Drummond apparently went off on some like anti-Trump tirade among other things, and was totally going SJW. So, but for the most part, I tried to I figured instead of like focusing on the bad and demoting the bad people, I figured I wanted to promote the good. That's what the Voices Big and Small was. It was me trying to help people become more familiar with other voice actors' works and maybe get them invited to conventions more. So, and I'm just waiting for Goat to get back. It's kind of funny when you go back and forth here. Yeah, on the YouTube screen right now, I'm still Goat is now just going off screen. on the StreamYard screen, he's still off screen. So I'm going to go off camera for just a moment. And of course, as always, for those of you who are in the chat there, you guys are also welcome to join us in the studio here. Granted, we're probably going to be wrapping up soon, but we just got going. We're over the 3 hour mark. Usually, I don't try to like sit there and try to compete against Nick or anything like that. But um, see, bat goat, da 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 da, bat goat, da 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 da. Action, toys, channel, action, toys, channel, anonymity, anonymity. Yeah, that's the little project I was telling you guys about. Just as with Batgoat, I've been starting to think about working on songs for you guys as well. You're still muted, Batgoat.
Yeah. Okay.
Now you're not muted. I was just sharing with them. I don't know if you went back and watched.
I almost fell down there, but I was listening the whole time. I'd like to sing. I like the songs.
Yeah.
Yeah. The toys theme song was pretty good, honestly.
Yeah. Well, I've been starting to think. I mean, I know, and even some of the others have started to get into it with you too, with the whole Batgirl and Batman theme. So I figured, hey, might as well like see if I can come up with some others from for some of my other regulars too. You know,
Yeah, I know. I'd like people say I hate to do this, but I'm actually known like in the chats, like I hate to do this, but everyone knows Batgoat. I'm the Batgoat, and you know what I like doing? You know why everyone knows me, and for the most part, I'm an all right dude, is because like when I see people and I see their names and I know them, I go, "Hey, how you doing?" I always make sure to like type in like, "Hey, how are you? I see you. How are you? Hi."
yeah.
And then people go, "Hey, Batgoat, how good to see you." And
Mm-hmm.
I really like being friends with people on chat. Like
Yeah.
that's
Yeah, I
my
know,
biggest thing.
and if you notice, I'm kind of that way too. I'm
Yep.
trying to make connect. The only thing is, even as I know, Tug though is advised more against. In other words, maybe not as much. Developing friend because it's hard to develop friendships online because you
Yeah.
have a lot.
Well, and Tug has had people threaten his daughter's life, dude. Like Tug has had such a bad run with these mean, nasty people. It's painful. Like
Yeah.
I don't like seeing what they do to him.
So, Mike, if you have a co-host, I think your streams will flow more
Oh
smoothly, and it
God.
gives you a chance to bounce things off of your co. Well, theoretically, yeah, I guess, yeah, I get that. I know you said it helps out a fair bit. Yeah, I mean, I get exactly what you're saying there, ATC. It's like, but then also, like in some respects, I would like, okay, like with the Friday Night Forum idea, right? My original vision for that was to obviously have guests on every Friday and like mix and match. Okay. Now that we're kind of
And
past,
and if the guests don't show up, I volunteer to be your co-host.
yeah,
If
I
you
mean,
will
okay,
allow it.
I'll put it this way. My plan for the first 3 Friday, I mean, I fully had like the first 3 Friday Night Forums planned out in my head. I knew exactly what I wanted, and I still plan. Well, I was only able to do one, but so the first Friday, which would have been on August the 7th, I believe, I was hoping to have Tug, Yellow Flash, and Hero Hey on, and because these are probably the three most influential individuals to my YouTube career. These guys are three who influenced me the most to start my own channel, or not start because I had it beforehand, obviously, but gave me the kind of gumption to go ahead and give it a try.
Yeah.
And what I wanted, of course, and I still plan, when I first get them on, granted, it may just be Hello Flash and Tug, but it was kind of going to be like kind of a get to know you stream, like kind of what I did with the Knuckleheads. Um, in their case, though, it would have been talking about their YouTube careers, like looking back on their channels, seeing how their channels evolved over time. The second week was going to be some of the guys from Crows of Judgment, basically Crow, Broly, and Aura. Those three, have them on again. And the first set was going to be kind of get to know you streams, talking about their channels, what inspired them to get started, how it evolved over time, and of course the third week was going to be the Knuckleheads, and I was hoping to get Toy Bounty Hunters on that one too. That one was focusing more on conventions because they had all had conventions. Like the first series, and then build up that pool, as it were, and then like moving ahead, I'd mix and match. Maybe I might bring.
I know. I'm gonna say something that might make you mad, and I'm really sorry, but like maybe, and I have been drinking a lot tonight, but like maybe we're okay. Yeah, Pickle was on tonight. Mm-hmm. Goofy, funny dude that likes talking. What a great dude! And he's got a channel. I've got a channel. Like maybe concentrate on your friends and the people that are with you. Like to I'm not saying make me your co-host, woohoo, and like it's about me. I'm just saying that like the few of us that are here with you.
I'm saying, especially after tonight, I'm starting to think about that a little. Well, yeah, maybe I will do that, at least to help. The thing was, initially, I was just going to have people on just for the one day a week, but it might help even my other stream. But okay. One, should I just have the co-host just for the Friday night forum, or should I have it for all 5 nights? And two, if I do have co-host, if let's say I pick, now I could also do it to now one, I guess theory could be maybe I have a different because I know, like for example, you have trivia night on Wednesday night, but the one thing that would make me hesitate though about having a co-host is thus far, for the most part, people aren't like getting here on time. And as a co-host, obviously I'd want to get right to it.
Sure. But Mike, so, remember that you're starting your streams at the tail end of primetime streaming. And you know what I mean by that. Like Adam Cast, and then it goes to Tim Cast, and whether Tug's on or not. And then it goes.
I was initially thinking about
Nick. I'm just saying that there are really, really popular streamers doing their thing at the time that you're going. You know what I'm saying? And like I watch them and I watch you too, because like that's my gig. That's like all I do is watch YouTube. So I bounce back and forth, and I've told you, like I've even said, like, hi, sorry, Mike, I I passed out. I took a nap,
Yeah.
and then you see me on Nick. So like,
Yeah, I mean, if I were to have, just figuring out exactly how I would do it. Like, would I have rotating co-hosts? Would I like? But then again, like I would theoretically, the guys those of you who are mods, obviously, you guys would be the top consideration for co-host. But figuring out, like, for example, though, anonymity, he's not able to get on, come on, be active until like half hour into it. You know,
did anyone
um,
just hear that?
that
You didn't hear that?
I think I heard it, but I just kind of
Yeah,
I
I
just ignored
blasted
it.
a big fart. I'm sorry.
No problem. Try out your Fridays with a. Well, I guess in a way you could kind of say I'm already doing that with Batgoat here because
I
Batgoat's
think
kind of.
so too. Toys, if you're all right with it, like I'm gonna volunteer myself if you're okay with that, Mike. But
Yeah,
I'll
you
be
know.
here every Friday when you don't have like the knuckleheads or someone else, a real person like a real streamer, or gosh, I'm eating my own words here, but you know what I'm saying. Like
Yeah.
I volunteer to be here if you want that. If you like that, I have no problem with it.
So the one thing, if I do decide to have a co-host, okay, the one thing I would want from the co-host is to be here on, like maybe asking you to be here like a few minutes early to kind of set up or whatever, make sure we're set up. That might be stretching it a bit, but at least be here on time to where we can start right at 7, rather than
Well,
having to
if
wait.
you're asking that of me, Mike, I will absolutely do that on Fridays. I will be here on time if you
Okay,
want me to.
so then we'll try this on the days on the Fridays I cannot get guests, and I know you've already made a commitment to being here and coming in and chatting with me. I will try you out as a co-host. Um,
I love it.
so
I'm on
uh,
board. I think it's great.
I think because you and I are a bit closer in age, and we have a lot of the same understanding and references and stuff like that. I think you and I really do play off of each other quite well.
I agree.
And
I agree.
let me also say this. And Batgo, you're the leading candidate right now for the moment. But if any of you, ATC, Anonymity, or anybody else who's shown to be regular, if you guys wanna go for it as well, I'll be willing to give you guys a try. But same rules apply. I know Anonymity you probably wouldn't be able to do it because you don't get off work until later. But if you guys want
Yeah,
to,
he's always entertaining the fine women too.
right? So
That's not a bad thing, Anon.
yeah.
You
But for the guys who've proven to be my regulars, um, I'll be willing to give you guys a shot at being a co-host. Like like a lot of my we'll try it on Fridays and then maybe gradually grow um because what I'm saying
Mike, I don't want to step on anything you do during like your weekday, your normal weekday videos. I wouldn't want to mess with that. I want nothing to do with that because like that's who you are. That's the goodness that is Mike, and that's why we watch it. So I'm just happy to be here on Friday.
yeah, well, because I'm thinking, because I think you noticed too, I do try to spark conversations within the chat too when we're going through those articles as well. I'm just trying to think of, okay, would it be better for me in those situations as well to have a co-host to play off of, and then we can both, be interacting with the rest of the chat. That's
You
just
can play off all of us, Mike, because all of us here are your friends, Mike. I like that. Like you can
yeah,
play off all of us. So like, and even when we type in goofy things, we're just messing around because like we love being here. We like this and we like your knowledge. It's like I say it too much, but it's like it's a geek thing. It's like I love this. I love hanging out here.
Yeah, I mean, if anything, I think one of the things I do kind of pride myself on is kind of being different from everybody else, partly because of the positive spin I put on it. Because a lot of it for me, especially with the conditions I have, particularly with the autism, a lot of it is about trying to make those connections. You know, I enjoy getting into. I mean, heck, if I were to meet Access right now, and I figured we could all just get together and take a nice little field trip into maybe the DCU, but I know some of you would prefer maybe MC, Marvel Comics Universe or Archie. If we could all, or maybe we can go visit the Smurfs Village or something. you know,
Yes.
just getting out of the craziness of the stupid world we live in, and
Yes.
just,
Yep.
That's always been my thing. You heard like what I was talking about when I was talking about my voices profiles too, right? Earlier, because you said you were still listening even though you were muted.
Yeah.
Yeah. One thing now, Grant, I know for those of you,
The positivity. Yeah. I heard you talking about that.
yeah, I mean, because Cressidia is going to be home in a few days. Her abscess popped, and she is in a lot of pain, but it's currently manageable. All right. Well, Thanks for that update there, ATC. Yeah, ATC's been on
Thanks,
before
Toys.
too.
Thanks, Toys. That's good to hear.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
like, it's bad to hear that she's in pain and this sucks, but she's
But
gonna be okay.
it's not like so bad that she's like on her deathbed or anything like that.
Yeah.
But
What
yeah,
a bummer.
for me, I know I'm gibbering and jabbering, and I'm probably overthinking a lot of this. But yeah, but if you want, you've obviously volunteered for it. We'll try you out as a co-host on the nights that I can't get guests.
I will be here every Friday for you, Mike. I
All right.
promise you that.
And you'll be here on time too, right? So we can get started right away.
On time, yes.
Which your time would be 9 p.m. Central, and we went beyond.
No, it's 9 for you. It's
no, it's
8
7
for me.
7 my time, 9 your time.
Wait, what?
Because I'm on.
No, I
I'm
get confused with this. Oh, wait, how does this work? So
I'm in California. I'm on the West Coast.
Yeah,
and it's 7 p.m. my time that I do it. Okay, you're in Minnesota in the Central time zone.
Central, so that's 2 hours. It's 9 o'clock. Okay.
Yeah, so it's 9 p.m. your time, 7 p.m. mine, 10 p.m. at
Still
ATC
frightens
time.
and confuses me. I don't understand how these time zones work, and they scare me. But I think I can figure it out.
Yeah. So yeah, just and even if you can even get on a little early, that help too. Then that way I can just bring that way. If you can get on a little early, then I can just bring you right into the studio, and then of course we can invite if anybody else wants to join us. And you can even act as a moderator a bit, and if you can find a way to kind of break some like you notice me, I'm not like I kind of let Pickle go a bit there, because I want to make him feel welcome. Obviously, I had an idea. I was hoping we could have got through more of what
He did.
What
He took over your show. He did, but he's a funny dude, and he showed us pictures of his collection. And I'm sorry, Mike, but like that was pretty dope. He had some dope ass comics there, and he had some cool figurines.
I'm not mad. I'm not like upset about it. I know sometimes that happens. For me, again, with my thought process and stuff like that, I know a lot of it trying to figure out the right balance. Okay, when do I need to say, okay, let's move on here, and because I don't want to seem mean, because we already have a lot of people who are like mean, who are like
Oh,
really
yeah, yeah.
sardonic and mean, and
Yeah, no, we don't like the mean people. And you know what, Mike? I don't like the mean people. No, I don't. I like hanging out here and I like geeking out.
and not to say that I'm not. There aren't going to be times when I'm going to get upset and may flash out a few curse words my own case or give some pretty dark imagery.
From
But
what I understand, you've been pretty good. Like you've never gone political, and you said like I don't want to do this. I don't want to make anyone mad. You're very good about that. I do like saying that.
we got
However,
we
it's my opinion that you are a Christian and you are a good person and you are an American, and I'm pretty sure I know how you're going to vote. You're going to vote like the way I am for the emperor, but
yeah. Well, yeah. I'm voting. It's kind of funny. I'm voting for Trump. I actually didn't vote for him the last time. I voted for Daryl Castle as a member of the, because now let me explain why though I didn't vote for him last time. I had some of the same concerns that a lot of people did. That maybe he wasn't. That maybe a lot of what he was saying or what he was wanting to do was all like BS. That maybe he was just being an egomaniacal individual.
sure,
But
understandable.
once he got into office though, and I started seeing what he did, that's why I'd be full on supporting him now because
The emperor, yes, Anon, the emperor. But yeah, it. Oh, let's not turn this political. But I mean,
yeah.
when they promises kept is promises kept, and peace in the Middle East, he literally is he's helping these people. You can fly from Bahrain to Tel Aviv now. It's sick. It like he is literally causing peace in the Middle East, and the lefties and the liberals and the weirdos like they don't want to see that
Well, because
he's
they're
literally
all okay.
changing the planet.
The hardcore left, the neocons, okay, the neoconservatives,
Yeah,
Wall Street,
rhinos.
Hollywood, none of them like him because he's doing the one thing that they didn't want anybody to do.
Peace in the Middle East.
Well, that too, but he's draining the swamp. Now, one of the things I was concerned
That's why
about,
they hate him, and that's why the media hates him. That's why they're so mean and they lie. Like news channels come on at 9 o'clock at night and lie to us. They literally lie to us, and the only way to know about it is by going to YouTube and watching someone like Tim Pool, or I mean, like I know this isn't your thing, but like a creator that says, "Okay, I looked at this, I looked at this, I looked at this, and I looked at this. I put them all together, and here's what I think." And to me, that's the smartest way to take your news. Whereas a lot of people in this country are, I don't want to call them stupid, but they're just not informed because they watch mainstream media.
Unfortunately, what's happened over the last few years is a lot of people will just kind of allow themselves to be taken by the nose and led instead of just really stopping and thinking about like what a lot of people don't understand is a lot of the ideologies from an ideological perspective. It's kind of funny because a lot of lefties like to call Trump. They like to call him a Nazi. They like to call him Hitler. But in reality, from an ideological perspective, it's them. It's those on the hard left who are the Hitlers.
It is, Mike. It is. It makes no sense. It's literally so the 50% of this country or more, I hope it's more, that go, what are you doing? Why are you doing it?
I mean, I absolutely hate the narratives that they love to throw out there. It's like all this divisive because I know I'm not a racist. I know I'm not.
It doesn't matter if you're left or right, whichever side. No, it does matter, and it is 100% the left, the libos, the weirdos on the left, they control the media and they are lying to us every
Well, they control
day.
the media. They control a lot of the social
What
media.
about Fox? What about Fox? F Fox and F
Well,
Rupert Murdoch.
well, okay.
Like,
Let me clarify something there too. Okay. When Rupert was still running, Rupert's no longer running Fox. His sons are. Okay.
okay,
When Rupert was running it, yes, it was more conservative during the time he was running it. His sons, since they've taken over, it's more with the exception of their primetime lineup, with the exception of like Tucker Carlson, Hannity, Laura Ingraham, and Shannon Green, and maybe some of the people on the five.
I agree.
They have been,
Mike, I agree.
they've been fighting to the
Fox is
left.
crap now. Fox is actually part of the MSM, and
I mean, his
we saw that.
okay,
There's videos that prove it when
Trump. They're neocons.
Who was it? Which interview was it? God, 2 weeks ago, and it's already like blurry. But who said it was Giuliani? Wasn't it Giuliani? No, Giuliani. He's my man. When he said he said Soros is pumping money into and the Fox reporters.
I think I know what you're talking about. I think, are you talking about when Newt Gingrich was on with Harris?
Yeah, it was Newt Gingrich,
and
he said, "Hey, look, Soros is pumping money into everyone." They're like, "Oh, let's back up."
Let's not talk about Soros. Yeah, I mean, let me get these.
That freaked me out, Mike. That freaked me out. As soon as I saw that, I'm like, F Fox, and like. Other than Tucker,
they've been fighting
I love Tucker
for the last few years. They're not the conservative. I mean, you want to find a conservative firebrand on cable television, you go to Newsmax. Newsmax is probably the modern day what Fox used to be. But anyways, let me get to these chats here. They're okay. So anonymity's got all three of these. They're misinformed, but they also reject the ability to change their mind when presented with an informed opinion. Fox has its higher rated shows, but at least Fox has people from both sides, which
so true. So true.
And the funny thing is, those higher rated shows actually still tend to be the conservative leaning shows too. Hannity's still up there, Ingram's still up there, Tucker's up there as well. Ha ha ha.
But I love them all, but like Tucker's my guy. Like Tucker speaks to the country. Tucker speaks to America when he's like, "Hey, here's what's going on," and he says this thing. He gets 3 million views because people go, "Yes, he is right."
Well, okay. One of the other guys that I follow on YouTube, not one of the like niche guys like Tuck, but one of the political guys I follow that I watch on YouTube. His name's Red Eagle Politics. I think he's like 19, 20-year-old college kid. Does a lot of good analysis.
What's his name?
Doing a lot of Red Eagle Politics.
Okay.
You check his channel out. He does a lot of good election coverage, and to check him out. But one of the things he's been arguing for is that
on YouTube.
Yeah, he's on YouTube. Red Eagle Politics.
Okay, I'm gonna write that down.
Yeah,
right,
he was actually suggesting that should Trump win, which I'm more confident now that I think Trump is still going to win. But if Trump does in fact win, Tucker Carlson should be the next guy who should consider running for president in 2024.
Tucker is a wonderful idea. It just
Tucker is the highest rated. Yeah, Tucker Carlson is relatable and gives it to you straight. Yeah, and he's got a lot of the same populist
And
viewpoint.
by the way, you guys, I'm not lying. This is true. Like, I've done a lot of crazy stuff in my life, and I can sit here and be like, I did this, I did that, and you're like, whatever, but like, I really did. And you can go to my channel and see that I was a paramedic and a Navy corpsman. I can put on some of the other stuff, but I grew up in LA, and my parents we're well off. Like, I grew up not poor, if that makes sense. And I'm sorry, like, and at the same time, like, I can't be sorry because it's just who I am and stuff. So I went to this camp in Northern California called Golden Arrow, and I went.
Well, I think Energy just said he believes you. Oh, I believe it.
Tucker Carlson was in. My brother's a year younger than me. Tucker was in. It was in my brother's cabin, so we showed up there, and it was basically rich little LA Jewish kids and some San Diego kids, and that's where Tucker is. Like, he was from the La Jolla San Diego group, and he was fun, man. He was really fun. I remember like, Mike, you know how old I am, 52, and so 42 years ago, I remember this shit. Tucker was such a neat kid that
You actually knew Tucker Carlson?
yeah, I knew Tucker Carlson. He was in my brother's cabin. The cabin, like, below us. So like say my brother was in cabin 7, I was in cabin 8 due to age, right? But everyone knew Tucker, and you know why? Just because even as a small kid, he was a little bit bigger than most kids. So like, he could throw down if he needed to, which he did.
You didn't mess with Tucker. You didn't mess with Tucker.
He was a little badass. He threw the shit down, and at the same time, he was fun. He would start talking. He would tell a story, and people would gather around. I remember that. Like, I remember hanging around Tucker. Like, we all knew Tucker Carlson. He was just a blah, blah. He was just a fun, big, dumb kid. And then all of a sudden, my brother calls me up one day. He's like, "Did you see Tucker Carlson on CNN?" And I'm like, "What?" Like, my brother told me, he's like, "Hey, Tucker Carlson is famous." And like, I had to look into this. I'm like, "Shit, that's a kid I went to camp with." So I just, it's true story.
Yeah.
It did happen.
Yeah. Okay. So who exactly you seen? Batgo? Me? Both of us? Who exactly you have? You see that right there, Batgo?
What?
What's the craziest thing you've ever done? Who are you asking that of? Are you asking Batgoat, or are you asking me, or are you asking both of us? Well, damn.
The craziest thing I've ever done?
Charismatic.
No.
I'm wondering, he was asking that, but I don't know who he was asking it to. Crazy Snow World. Sometimes, no.
I'm not gonna do that. I'm not gonna do that.
Matt, okay. I don't know if you I don't know if you can see this if you're in the studio here or not, Becco, but you realize we're coming up on 4 hours.
Like, holy moly! Yeah. 3:43. Okay. Well,
that's what happens sometimes when you get really caught up.
There's still 5 people watching, so like, that means we've obviously got Anon is here and he's talking to us.
Well, there's the 2 of us, Anon and ATC, and then there's probably one other person.
Yeah, and there's someone else watching.
Probably somebody lurking.
Well, there's nothing wrong with lurkers, Mike.
Yeah,
nothing wrong with lurkers.
Well, I understand. Not everybody is as let's say as friendly or as vociferous as I am. I get that. I like the interaction.
Or into the, like, I mean, who we are, and it's not a bad word. I actually I'm embracing, and I love saying geek. I love geeking out,
Oh,
man.
it's
I
good.
love geeking out with you and just.
I arrived late. Hey, Woody.
Hey, Woody. Oh, there he is.
We're just kind of chatting it up. I'm here for a while. Yeah, I mean, hi, Woody. Yeah, the thing with
Woody,
me to
you
okay,
should
we
join
all
in.
got
Woody, you should join in.
yeah.
Come on in, Woody.
For me. Sometimes I worry though, because like for me, I could sit, I get going. I could sit there literally. I could probably be here like all night and well into tomorrow if I wanted to. If I really let
Talking
myself
about talking about comics. Yeah, well,
go. Well, just about a lot of things. I mean,
I know. I'm saying this sarcastically, and we'd all have a huge problem with that because, again, I like look. I ex-wife, I kids, I just I'm like a grandpa now. I haven't dated in like 5 years now. This is pretty much the same time as I stopped working as a paramedic. Like I just changed things, but like I used to be.
I'm gonna let you read this one back. Go. I just highlighted it. Go ahead and read that.
I am in bed keeping the cat warm.
Okay.
You know what? That's awesome. And Kitty, I saw the kitty the other night when Kitty was last week, and Kitty was jumping around your neck. Yeah, that was a good kitty. Awesome.
I got to go off camera for just a moment here.
All right.
No, I mean, I think you can tell. I really do enjoy doing this because I like the interaction. I like also just like going back to the voice actor thing, the voice profiles, right?
Yeah.
You know, one
Yeah.
of the things I've always heard over the years is that if you wanted to meet a voice actor, one thing you had to do is you had to get them invited to cons. And one of the things I wanted to try to do, as I was telling you earlier, instead of demoting the bad people, let's promote the good people, right? I wanted to get people more familiar with some of these other voice actors' works that you don't hear a lot about. You know, maybe if you go out and watch some of their work, listen to their work, you might say, "Hey, they sound like a real cool person. I'd like to meet them." Yes, local con. Yes, I want to meet. I want to meet Kelly Sheridan. She's a real nice. She's a real good voice actress. I'd love to meet her. I'd love to meet. I'd love to meet. Vic Mignogna. I'd love to meet.
Yeah. Good luck.
Yeah, I'd love to meet. Hillary Haig. I'd love to meet. Mike Vance. You know, it's like that's why I started doing those. That's why I started doing those particular. I also do, of course, the squared circle calendar. That's the pro wrestling one. That's more of a historical retrospect. Wow,
Yeah. Yeah.
it looks like we're up to 6 people now in here.
Is that right?
Yeah, according to the counter here on.
Holy crap!
Yeah. So, and even YouTube's saying it. So, and everybody has clicked the like. So,
Mike, they're just here to see the fabulous mutton stash. You know that. That was a joke. That was a joke. I'm kidding.
I know.
I'm kidding.
I know. Actually, when I was still in therapy before I gave it up, I think a couple of years ago, or before my therapist felt that I was at the point where I didn't need therapy at that point because I was doing fairly well. Um, one of the points he had made, one of the points about me as compared to with most people with autism, is that I at least have a little bit better understanding of sarcasm.
Yes, you do,
A lot of
Mike,
people
and
with
that's awesome.
autism actually don't. So, um, and there was a time I didn't really have as good an understanding. I would be taking people more literally when in my younger days. Remember, I'm 45 now. 45, probably with the social emotional maturity of somebody's
Snot
in their
nosed
mid
punk.
20s. Huh?
You're a little kid. You're a snot-nosed punk.
I'm only 7 years younger than you, man.
You're a kid. But you know what? Yeah, I know. I I was in therapy for a long time. It was the only way I could keep being a paramedic because I don't know if it's the anxiety or the PTSD, and the Navy has something to do with it, but it was very.
You all right there?
Yeah, when I talk about I stutter,
Why don't let me just suggest why don't you take a moment, take a couple of breaths, collect your thoughts, get yourself organized. Just so you let's see if maybe that helps with the stutter a little bit. If you just stop for a moment, just let yourself into it.
Okay. I wanted to say that I understand what you're talking about with therapy and counseling. Sometimes, like I was on medications for a long time. Like I could I I'm sorry. You know what? Maybe I'll just. No.
That's okay. I mean, if you'd rather not talk about it, or if it's just too difficult to talk about right now, that's
Yeah,
cool. I wasn't trying to pry. I was just relating my own experiences with it.
No, so. I offered it up. I was trying to say I understand what you're talking about with the walking away from counseling. You know what I'm saying? Like you walked away from counseling.
I didn't necessarily walk. Well, okay. I got to the point where my therapist and we agreed that I was at a much better place than when I was started, where I could probably go out into society, and because there's times when stuff comes out of my mouth you wouldn't believe either. There are times I can say pretty extreme things.
I'll bet. And
I don't know. I have not always.
You probably feel bad, after that happens, right?
Huh?
You feel bad after that happens, right?
Depends on the situation. Like some of the extreme things I say about liberals, that like one of the things
I know, Mike. They all stink, but you're on camera right now, so you have to say no, yes, correct. I should not say those bad things. I
said something along that. I think I said something along that line recently, where I said, yes, it's human to feel that way. There are times you do feel so upset about something, or you feel that something is so wrong, that yes, you feel like maybe the only way to deal with it is to totally eliminate it. But in a civil society, you don't do that.
Correct.
You don't do that.
Correct. You don't do that.
That's just not the way you do it.
You don't.
You feel it. You may feel it. You may feel like
as much as they make you mad. As much as they make you mad, you don't let them control your emotions. That's very hard.
See, that's part of the reason why I got off Twitter back in December, because I was getting so riled up that I figured, do I really want to spend all this time getting the heated exchanges with people like Catherine Tewson? This is not.
Yeah.
I mean, Grant, there might be a few things more pleasurable. I would have, under the right circumstances, I wouldn't mind, but that's another story for another day, though. We're not going to go down that road.
Hey, you know what, Mike? I understand, and I really appreciate you saying that and being honest about this. And even though
well,
I've had a few drinks, and you've seen me, drinking a little bit. I, as I told you, there's things in my mind, and just that I live, 25 years of EMS, being a paramedic, and 11 years as a Navy corpsman, as a doc for the Marines. I saw some nasty shit, man, and ugh,
I get it. You know, Senator, we're coming up on 4 hours here. Let's get to these
sorry.
last chats. And I think at this point, I think it'd just be a good idea to just start closing things down a little bit, just simply because we're coming up on 4 hours, and I think even for you and I,
Correct.
the mental strain might be, getting to the point where our filters are starting to evaporate a little bit.
Correct.
So
Correct. All right. Well,
Okay.
you know what, Mike? Hey, it was fun being here. I'm gonna bounce out. All right.
Okay. All right. I'm gonna
All
finish.
right. Love you, bro.
Yeah.
You're the best.
And I look forward to having you. I look forward to seeing you as my co-host next Friday, and hope to see you back on Monday there. So, okay, the stash tells me what to do. Ha ha ha. Real life, it's hard. Yes, it can. If anything, anonymity. The one thing I hope is that with the way I do my content, I can give people a break from that reality a little bit. Maybe delve into some comic books and all that. Um, Night Bat Goat. Yeah. Yeah. All right, guys. You know something? I want to thank everybody for joining me tonight. I think we had a pretty good stream tonight. We kind of went longer than I normally would. I do try to keep it within 2 hours, but yay, Bat Goat. Thanks for the Tucker story. Um, Time to blast a fat cone. Did I stutter on a um Yeah, but I think you're all right there. But anyways, so we're coming up on 4 hours. Thank you guys for joining me tonight. I really appreciate it. We'll have the Knuckleheads on next Friday, as far as I know, unless I hear different from Chris. But as far as I know, we still have it. So I will see you guys on Monday then, or I may see you on other streams elsewhere. So let's get these last couple. Thanks, Woody. No, Bat Goat, but you play a butt. Oh boy, I did fart. Yay me. Okay, well, anyways, guys, thank you again. And I will hopefully see you all on Monday. So, bye.